great disappointment. Now the vice president often tell me, since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? 0. Every appointment in Nima County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to see us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Baka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Baka. The rest are ungrateful. The right, they use you and dumb you. But President Baka, if all of them were thinking the President Baka and behaving the President Baka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them.
Of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberia National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Come on, Liberia. Inform that the violence or any student because of their action, it will be the day the entire Brothers administration will call down. We will massively violate the students in this country and will shut down the Brothers administration. The day that happens, we have the capability to do so. And if they think this renovation project is a joke, let them try. The fall of the Brothers administration begins with this. If they think they will tumble on any student in this country or at the University of Liberia and work away with impunity, while our children saving opponents and logic in the Western world, while we are subjected to agile power and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say.
In the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on the major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say it out loud?
It's going down. First floor. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Boga can lie, the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They don't put all hustler, they put a hustler, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Boakai presents him as a poor man from Lofa, and I said that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. First President Boakai is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
First of all, there's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Pewee is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in the war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the major so 500,000. I mean, Jamaica, the major went to, I forget that Jamaica, the majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun, they can reach yourself. Kun, man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Labro. But Labro,
when 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded outwards, all men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in a town for children to play and people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital rule, small, B rule, all kinds of. I think the reason Joseph Boakai will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody here but himself. Everybody, we join, we accuse Joe, he killed Joseph Boakai. Boakai still living. Joe, no, you leave better. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boakai president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Yeah. Well, Boakai, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we will fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, your league Costa, you will come. And Costa was in a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to kind of Boakai, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what you told me.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
When he elected on 85 irresponsible men of what happened to our country. We elected on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jerome Gayman, your host. Happy Memorial Day to you if you are in these United States. If you are in Liberia, something you call Decoration Day in Liberia is what we are observing here today. It is called Memorial Day, where we salute all of our fallen heroes, men and women that have fought for this country to make it what it is, those who sacrificed their lives for people like us to come from a place called Grand Bassa or Lofa or West Point to come here and become the best you can be. These are men and women who were willing to die for this place, to be available to everyone who comes here, play by the rules, work hard, and they promise you if you do those things, the sky will be your limit. Just imagine to have a country this beautiful, and be willing to lay down your life, leaving behind your wives, your children, and everything that is dear to you. For other folks to come from other places and come here and just enjoy it like we are doing. When you look at the statistics, there is no other country on planet Earth where anybody would like to migrate than the United States by a mile. Even people who are saying, down with America. If you went to Iran, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Afghanistan, there's one place, and only one place they all want to go. It is the United States. So today we pay tribute to those men and women who made it possible for someone to come from a place called Bassa and make it here. Our children are doing well because of those folks. The only ask that I have to make of us, make it better than what you meant it to be. Leave it better so other folks can come after you and enjoy what you have enjoyed. Do not spoil it. Do not break it. Do not burn it. Leave it in better hands for your children and your children's children. I sure don't want to go back to the village where I came from. When I go back to my village, I'm going back to give back. Because this country has made it possible for us to go to Nimba and building up Nimba as it is. This country has made it possible for you to live here, work, and build multiple homes in Liberia and support your family, as evidenced by the $800 million that we remit to Liberia every year. Every year, we send almost $1 billion to Liberia. Where will we be if we were not here? All the universities, colleges, community colleges, vocational school, the military, Liberia have access. We are enjoying. We are making ourselves better. We're making a better future for our children and our grandchildren because of this one country. So today we are going to be paying respect to these United States. In 2 more months, a little over a month and a week, or 6 weeks maximum, July 4th, we will be celebrating United States' 250th birthday. So if you are fortunate to be alive and be in this country, it's going to be a dandy. 250 years of progress, democracy, and success. 250 years. That's what is going to be happening in these United States this coming July 4th. Be a part of it. Be a part of it. As usual, let us know in the comment section where you are tuning in from. Let us know your city, what's happening, what's on your mind, and we will read them out. Yes, please share the show, get involved, send us your comments. Let's read, let's see, and hear from you what you are doing. If you are in these United States, you are spending time with your family, barbecue on the beach. If you are in Florida somewhere on the beach, take your time, enjoy yourself, pay tribute to those you are affiliated with, tribute to the men and women that have lost their lives to make it easier for you to be where you are. That's why we say this is the greatest country on planet Earth. But for today, we have a lot on our plate. As usual, the first day of the week, there's a lot going on in the Republic of Liberia that we are going to be discussing. Liberia is a very interesting place. We cannot say this enough. We will be having a discussion about Ebola. We will be having something to say about Ebola. I think it was Friday or Saturday, I woke up to a nurse being arrested put in handcuffs for what the health people call, the government call, inflammatory remark intended to spread panic in the country. So today we're going to have a discussion on the topic. It said, amidst the Ebola virus disease, EVD, outbreak in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda. The Liberian government, through the Ministry of Health, announces public health measure at all points of entry. We want to thank the government for taking the action that all points of entry, we are learning from our past. All points of entry, we are talking about Bowater side, we're talking about Lofa, we are talking about Maryland County between Liberia, I guess that's the Cavalry River between Liberia and the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. And in Lofa County, where we have just had the issue with the sand mining, Salomba, and the Makona River, that crossing, all of these crossing the government of Liberia has now put in place a system to safeguard the public. They will be scrutinizing who's coming in and who's going out of our country. They will take their health protocol measures, take temperatures, do those things that anyone who comes in contact with anyone who is sick or appears to be sick, there are protocols. And if you happen to have traveled outside of Liberia to East Africa, I know there is a protocol for that. If you need to be quarantined, they are prepared to do that as well, because we have seen this movie before. We want to take our hats off to the Ministry of Health. For this, we will discuss in government. They say 49 members of the House of Representatives have officially declared their membership in the National Independent Movement for Boycott, commonly known as NIMBO. Some of you may have no choice to join Thomas Fala in addressing what he calls a need to form a parallel organization outside of the Unity Party, whose position is to see to it that Joseph Boyka get re-elected. And during the launch of this NIMBO, there was some sharp, very sharp rhetoric going on if you listen to the speakers at the launch of NIMBO, you will have heard some, I don't want to say terrible, but stinking rebuke of the former government, especially from Thomas Fala. When he says, and I will paraphrase, President Weah was evicted from the executive mansion. Why does he want to come back? He said, when you are given responsibility, you have to be responsible, take it seriously, and perform to your ultimate. He felt President Weah did not do that. That's why he was kicked out, and there's no reason for him to come back. The president in turn endorsed Thomas Falah. He said, I have a white kola nut. I am going to break it in two. I'm going to give you a piece, and I'm going to have a piece, and we're going to chew it together. He said, we are pure at heart. And we are one. That was the lunch of Nyenwolo. That's what happened at the lunch of Nyenwolo. You remember a week ago, the Minister of Internal Affairs, Mr. Yemale, kicked against this idea. Maybe not the message, but the messenger. When he said, stop bull ragging. If you want this president to be reelected, don't fool around, join the Unity Party. And he warned Thomas Falah, he said, you are either a dog or a cat, or you cannot be both. You cannot be cat dog or dog cat. But the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Boakai, has endorsed Nyenwolo. President Joseph Boakai has endorsed the dog cat. It is the internal minister's prerogative to either join as a dog or join as a cat. The ball has bounced. According to Yeke Koluva, is when ball bounce. So the ball is now in Yemale's court. Whether he's going to join the team as a dog or as a cat. But he cannot join as both dog and cat, according to his own theory. As things stand, Minister Yemale has very little choice but come under the canopy of Nyenwolo, headed by a cat dog. That's Nyenwolo. Today, we saw a spectacle of hardship in the Republic of Liberia, where men, grown men, can be reduced to nothingness. After all the tough talking, Ambassador at Large Sheikh Kuyate apologized to members of the House of Representatives for accusing lawmakers of receiving bribes from European interests. He assured lawmakers he will refrain from making similar statements in the future. Not only that, the House compelled him, a suggestion by Sibo, yes, Honorable Sibo made politics strange bedfellows. Honorable Sibo was so disgusted. He suggested that the ambassador not only apologize and retract his statement, but that he goes do an official letter of apology to the House. Not only that, but have it published in 4 newspapers from Monday through Friday. And then go back on the show where he made this announcement or pronouncement or accusation and go on that show, apologize, and retract what he said. The punishment meted out at the ambassador was so strong and I would say severe. That only a desperate man or woman would have taken such an offer. It's like when we were growing up in Liberia during the old days, when they catch a road, they parade you in Central Monrovia or Central wherever, Grand Gita, Harper, wherever you are. And they parade you around town to the objective of tying the chicken around your neck for you to walk around Buchanan or Harper or Monrovia or Sodiwi is to embarrass you, to reduce you to nothingness. So Honorable Sibo took center stage and told Ambassador Kuyate, not only that you're going to apologize to us, retracting what you said, but you're going to have it published in 4 newspapers for an entire week, and you will return to the show where you made such a statement. Apologize and retract what you said about us. We are the most honorable people on the planet, empires. I dare you, Sheikh Kuyate, come and tell us that we are corrupt and we accept bribe. So this is equivalent to catching a chicken roll where you tie the chicken around his neck and make him to walk all around town, and the children are yelling at you and laughing at you. Let me welcome Sarah Dopoh. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman. Thank you so much. And I want to say hello and to all Mr. Nagbe and to everybody else in the comment section. Thank you.
And be careful what you say here before you go around town, walking all over Delaware, retracting what you said. Let me welcome Victor Nagbe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman, and thank you so much.
I can't retract anything.
Thank you also, Sarah. Thank you for joining us as well. Let me also, thank our audience for joining in. Share the show, of course. Look, I tell you this, and I understand Ambassador Kuyate. I think he said what he meant, and he meant what he said.
Exactly.
Of course, he has been pressurized and duressed, to come and retract his statement. And so we understand, you know, these engagements are not child's play. I'm not saying Ambassador Kuyate is a child, but you have to anticipate a blowback that is going to result from such statements that he made. I wish he had anticipated that. I know everybody needs a job, so I can understand. He has to maintain his job. But I witnessed this spectacle under the supervision of my very good friend Samuel Stevens. Um, is Kuyate, Ambassador Kuyate, the only person who has expressed that this legislature, the 55th, and the one before it, and the one before it, and the one before it,
all of them.
It's a cesspool. It's a corrupt band of people, thieves, bunch of lazy people who know no other way to earn money but to come and pillage our coffers and enrich themselves, and that's why they're going to compel him to apologize. Dixon Sibo, he wants to write it, and look, I think the judgment is in. The ambassador can go ahead and write his apology on it, but I think the people already know. Now they already know. I think they've already characterized this legislature as a corrupt legislature. If they're not, let them audit themselves.
They will never do it.
Call for an audit. That's what we've been calling for.
They will never do it.
Audit, and then we know you are not corrupt. Other than that, you're just a corrupt band of thieves. That's what you are. So, I still stand with the ambassador. I believe he meant what he said, like I said earlier. And what he said is quite correct. They are corrupt. They are corrupt. They are corrupt. I'm saying it today. And they can call for me to come and and tell them what I mean.
And show your proof.
I was simply telling them to audit themselves. That's all I got to say. But before we move on quickly, let me say a few things that are on my mind as well. In addition to the ambassador's appearance today, I want to highlight the Honorable Musa Asambelete of the CMC.
I got to highlight my own political leader too.
And other than you get, I think my own can't really tell you.
I haven't here.
All right, Mr. Gayman has it.
Honorable Musa Ability said tribal and religious politicians are hiding behind their failures. Yes. Go ahead.
And I like the caption.
I just want to let you know that on this platform, that we do our homework and we're on top of news.
Thank you very much. That's why TCA is one of the best, if not the best. But I like the caption from my friend and brother from FOL, and Anthony CA sent me a copy of his broadcast of his analysis of what Musa Ability wrote in his regular letter from Sacré-Cœur. And he captioned this as rejecting identity politics. I think that is and that's a caption that is more apt than even what my political leader captioned his letter. The politics of tribalism and the politics of religion. Within far too often, they have been used by lazy politicians who know that the people would not gravitate to their ideas, and therefore they would then resort to the politics of tribe. We saw this on display over the weekend. Fala is trying to rally his Kisi clansmen, behind Joseph Boakai. If this is how they think they're going to win the elections, we already know what they're planning, and we're preparing for it. So I want to recognize, I want to highlight that. Thank you. We'll talk about it later on. I want to talk briefly about this nurse situation, and I think you probably have that too.
We'll get there. Let's talk about
So
the other woman, I mean, this woman,
I don't know that, Jerome.
I'm checking it. I'm checking the comment section because Joe Majala will soon pop up here.
I know. Okay, Jerome, I pass you on back. You're my sister.
Sarah, before Sarah come on, this is just a teaser. beyond the headline, we'll be looking at Liberia voted with Russia today against the United Nations on climate change. So we are denying climate change. We'll also talk about the Doe family versus the Taylor family. That one is hot. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that too.
We'll talk about that. Then all the American firms in the Republic of Liberia got together and formed their own business association. Why they are not joining the Liberian Business Association? So now the American firms now have their own business association. So those are some of the things that we'll be talking about. So stay tuned, share the show. Let us know where you're tuning up. Before I go to Sarah, let me recognize special recognition to D3 Radio, D3 Television in Joazon District.
Wow.
District number 3, Sano County. He said they are relaying our message. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Electoral District number 3, Sano County. You know, I got a little. We got 2 people here who are from the southeast. Y'all are fighting business.
No, and today actually, even Jim and Burrow has said telling Sarah today actually speaking for them, man.
My own sister Jim, my brother, all talking nothing.
And Jen, you know the people from the side, they don't say we'll fight. What they usually say? Victor, what they usually say? They don't say we'll fight. They say, I will beat you. No competition. They don't even say we'll fight. They walk in, I will beat you.
I'm black.
Okay, Sarah, let's go.
You just put all that thing in there just for me to forget my line or top.
No. They call it teaser. Now go ahead. You can't forget.
And just so you know, the man that watching you, so you know.
Yeah.
He not show up already. Wow.
He not show up.
The man is so obsessed with my name. Somebody gotta share the show. Share the freaking show, man. Share the show. You can't come watch, enjoy the show and leave your friend UP people be out. Share the show to your UP chat room. Let them come listen.
I went on Sarah's private page. Guess who was there? Jerome Gayman was there.
Oh my Lord! Now the people that who celebrating T5 today, they see people that who are calling the main row T5. Now Jerome they celebrating T5 today. You see, the same thing you were saying, Mr. Gayman, politics has streets, right? Bedfellows.
That's right.
Jerome Gayman is one of the men. Jerome Gayman used to look at Tifa and call him Row, TV Row. He the one celebrating Tifa today. But anyways, thank you for the show, Mr. Gayman, everybody. There's what is on my mind is this Unity Party government's hypocrisy to the highest level. These people are not good for our country. They are not even good for democracy. I'm telling you, if we get the people a chance after the 2020 the election, after this term, 2029, if the Liberian people get the people another says that they will ruin our country. They will. How in the world can you censor people? Look at what her name, Josiah Jokai, whatever her name is. This is a man who passed around, gave the Liberian people piece of paper to sign so that they can be quiet. Whatever happened to them, they take on town. What happened? When it happened, they should be quiet. This is a man who came when he got her position, fire seditions because they were in CDC t-shirts and stuff. Look at him today in the scene, Nimbo t-shirt, and then it come up for a program. What does that say? What does that say about these people? If we continue to get the people power, they will destroy our country. They will destroy our democracy. That's what's on my mind. I got more on my mind, but I will stop this for now.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, there's more on her mind, and you know she's coming gun blazing.
Yes.
The girl from, yes. In Bassa, they say be afraid of people who are mixed.
You better leave me here.
We're talking to somebody. Imagine you get VAR and
good. Whatever.
Yeah, right. It's like Ellen Johnson said she got Gola and Crew Blood. So those people, they're not easy. They just let them fight. Joma Jala said, Madam Dopoh, the Tomofala is not a rogue. He's better driven.
Oh, now he's not a rogue. Now he's not a rogue. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tomofala is protecting his stolen wealth so that he can be subject to investigation just like the other people. That's what he's doing. He is protecting his wealth, and Bwaka is helping him to protect it because Bwaka know he said you will fall in a sin trap.
But I think Joma Jala got it wrong. You go when you look at Tomofala, his belly is big, so he's belly driven. You don't think so?
They call him stomach fella. Stomach fella is on the move.
What's wrong with the wealthy guy from Lofa? You look at what the other guy's name. What the other guy's name? Son is Sir Joseph.
Hey, whoa. Don't make me speak like Nigerian pidgin English. Hey, whoa.
So you want to know the wealthier guy from Lofa County? Just look at the belly.
That's it.
And you would tell which one have.
I don't know the people. I don't know the thing called self-care. Like, how can you say that and grow so much belly?
So between Sir Joseph and Tomofala, just by looking at them, Sarah, who you think got the most money?
I think both of them on the same level. They're both of them on the same level.
I think Sir Joseph got him by
I think Fala got more money. I don't know.
I think Sir Joseph got him by measuring the belly. I think Sir Joseph got him by an inch.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, share the show. Let us know what's on your mind. The weather today. Let me check the weather in your hometown so we can see. Is that Sando County, Liberia experiences a warm and humid tropical climate today, with a heavy thunderstorm and daily high averaging around 86 degrees Fahrenheit, with a lot of rain and thunderstorms. Yet it is still hot in Sino.
Wow.
That is the weather they are going through. And in Miami here is 89 degrees.
Yeah, Umpa, you're getting disappointed with the weather, Umpa.
Hey, we got no problem with that at all. So here we are. God, let us know what's on your mind. I know Joe Manjala said what on his mind is. I'm only asking a question to Madam Dopoh. She doesn't want to answer. Madam Dopoh,
leave me alone, man.
Madam Dopoh owes you nothing.
Nothing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take the next few minutes to pay tribute to all of our heroes and heroines who
yes, absolutely.
Joe Manjala. Joe Manjala is a veteran. We want to salute you for what you do.
I see why you're marking this sharp letter.
Continue to do what you do to make this place
safe.
Thank
you, Joe. Thank you so much for your sacrifice.
To come from nowhere, to come in this country and be somebody.
Yep, absolutely.
We want to salute you. We want to salute all of our women and men in arms, do our work, active military service, and those who lay down their lives for us.
As we speak, my little nephew is out there on the front line. I worry about him so much. Mom called me the other day. I said, "Oh my God, let's continue to pray, especially when the war was hot like that, you know." So I mean, it's a lot of sacrifice that these guys make to keep this country safe. We owe them everything. I mean, the words are not enough. We owe them everything.
On our Nagbe, we want to celebrate back to back. We got Memorial Day this month.
Right.
Come July 4th, the United States is going to be celebrating 250th anniversary for the very new nation, what they have accomplished, what they have done. This is it's unbelievable. This July 4th will be 250th anniversary. But let's start with the Memorial Day.
I've been watching some of the clips here in Philadelphia. You know, I think the foundation of this country.
Of the nation.
Yes, so there's a lot has been
going on. Brotherly love.
Yes, a lot has been going on here in the local press. You know, they've been running these little clips. You know, from Washington, you know, to Jefferson, all these people. But back home, it's a Memorial Day. Let me memorialize some of my colleagues from the UPP. Of course, starting with Gabriel Box Matthews, you know, the father of multi-party democracy in Liberia, hands down. no challenge.
Yep.
So I like
I
to
agree to
remember
that.
Gabriel Bacchus Matthews, Wesley Momo Johnson, Francis Kowa, Samuel W. Sabwa.
But all the
Yeah,
people are veterans of America.
not, I mean, Liberia now.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
I mean, yeah, not Memorial Day in Liberia we're celebrating here, so I just
Yeah,
wanted to
sure.
hear my
Yeah,
friends,
yeah.
Marcus SG Down, and of course some of my friends, Wogabi Tapia, we served together in Lengsu. We talked about
Hey,
just,
what up, yeah?
yeah, Jimmy Logan, James
Tony
Logan was,
Richardson. Don't forget my professor Tony Richardson, the late.
yes, Jimmy Logan was also from the LPP,
He
but
taught me, I taught my her.
yes, so I'm not gonna remember all of my friends here, but yes, indeed, we've come a long way, but may the souls and all the souls of our faithful departed, rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, those of us who came from Sino, Maryland, Bassa, Lofa, to come into somebody else's home for them to give you the opportunity to excel.
Yep.
To,
Yep.
For you to be sitting in this country and rooting against this country, something has to be wrong with you.
Right.
Yes, you can disagree with policy, you can disagree with issue, but to root against the country that is hosting you, that have made you who you are.
When you say root against, what you mean, huh?
Oh, they know. we are here to pay respect. Today I saw the president at
So quickly, Mr. Gayman, as you're talking, please, I want you to separate country from the president. Donald Trump is the president, he's not the country. We can oppose his decision without necessarily using against
They
the
may
country.
want confuse all
And
you
then
know.
they
I ask
lied
that
to
question.
us and took us into Iran, a war of choice. Today you and I pay almost $5 at the pump, a war we didn't have to go to. This has nothing to do with the country. I love this country, it gave me shelter. I respect everything in this country, but I don't like his policy, and I have to say it. And this man is a racist. He continues to marginalize people like myself. What am I gonna? What do I see in him that I'm gonna support him about?
How is he marginalizing you?
Well, let me start with Fred. The recent pronouncement he made yesterday about people seeking green card, making it difficult. He is an immigrant himself. He's not of this country. His parents are immigrants. He himself is an immigrant.
What did he say?
Mr. Gayman, don't act like you know what's up.
Difficult now for people who are seeking green card to
Sarah, it's not your time.
So he's making it very difficult for people who are trying to apply for residency in the U.S. to become green card holders. He wants them to go back to their country. Some of these people are fleeing their countries because they have been persecuted. They can't go back to their home countries. So how can he send them back to the country to process the green card application? What does that do for him? So it is discretionary. They can deny you while you're here. Why is he requiring people to go back? It doesn't make sense. It's just a vindictive. He's an evil, maniacal, rich, grumpy old man. You understand me? And what he's doing there is wrong. He shouldn't be doing that to anybody. It is unnecessary. I understand right now they're dropping like rocks and they're doing everything to rally, the people, including, intimidating immigrants and all of that, but he didn't have to do this. So when we're talking about his policies, and let's make sure we separate his policies from country. They're two different things.
Listen,
that's right.
President Trump is clothed with the authority to secure your well-being in this country, and he's doing that. We do not want an Iran with a nuclear weapon over our head like a hollow.
So when you send immigrant back home to go get green card, apply for green card, then nuclear weapon will be in somebody's hand?
Besides that, sir, I got news flash. The ceasefire will happen, and Iran will not have been taking the nuclear power capability will not have been taken from the agreement that's emerging. This man is tired. This man is tired. He wants a ceasefire. And he's going to take anything right now to call this thing to a close. They're not going to disarm Iran with nuclear capability.
Okay.
Let's wait for the agreement to come out.
Okay. Call the Ayatollah and ask him whether
Why are you to that?
Call the ear to ask you how he doing with the nuclear weapon. Ladies and gentlemen.
But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing, right? And the people he's supposed to be negotiating with is Bob Netanyahu, who is his action brigade man. He's killing all the people. He got nobody to negotiate with. But it's okay. We identify one. The next time they go by, he's not they go.
He said we don't know who we're talking about. So today somebody on fax said, but even we agree with this agreement, who gonna sign?
Exactly.
Oh, he get it.
He can't even come out and sign.
We don't know who to negotiate with. We don't know who is signing this. So Trump said, even the guy on the phone, I don't know who he is.
So what you get, what you be too, what you got it.
Oh Lord. Listen, guys. Nora Host, welcome to the show. Joma Jala is here. River says Pro, thank you very much for tuning in.
No, I'm going to answer Nora Host. I think there's a test shot they're taking around the White House and your boy being in there. So
yeah, I know who doing it.
You know doing it?
I know
who doing that?
Yeah, those laborers, we were getting them. No one will put them
on. Lord, everything are labor. The first man our Republican.
Yeah. The man when I know Republican, he lied.
Yeah, Republican.
He lied. Republican don't let gun business.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't
let
gun business. But guys, share the show. Let us know what's going on. In your neck of the wood, we don't know. We want to know what's happening in your town. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know if there's anything. From the folks from Joazon, T3, if you can let us know, give us some news. What's happening, what's trending in Sino County so we can know. I know Sino County has some great names like Kentucky. We want to know what's happening in Kentucky. We want to know what's happening in your neck of the wood. So
County got a name called Kentucky?
Oh yes, Kentucky is I think it's the capital city of Greenville. Sino County. King Ashford Wright, thank you for tuning in. It's a good evening, TCA, but I don't know where he's tuning in from, most likely from Minnesota or so. So guys, tonight the New York Knickerbockers are going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers for the last.
Jerome, I gotta take it from you. I have next level respect for the Knicks. I hate them because they swept my Sixers.
Yeah.
But what this team is doing, Jalen Brunson and the crew, you gotta give them respect. It looks to me like they're gonna sweep the Cavs tonight.
Yes.
And I think they're going to go into the finals with so much momentum.
I think they're going to win it all.
I think they really are looking like. I mean, last night we watched, the team, one of the teams that will come out of the West, the two of them, they tie they will beat up each other. By the time they get into the final, they're already exhausted, Wow. And the Knicks will probably sweat and go home and sit down, go fishing, do everything, relax themselves, and get ready for the game. I think they will come back so refreshed. This team is a team to watch.
I think no team in the West, you see the team in the West, they are good, but they are not consistent like the Knicks.
That's right.
Every day they come in to play the whole entire 48 minutes. You don't see any drops in between. So Toyo Harris, wherever you are, we grew up together when the Knicks were having all those broken hearts when Patrick Ewing was there. Toyo Harris has stuck with the team, just like my friend, the late Bill Martin, stuck with the Arsenal for years. And guess what? The week the Arsenal won the trophy, the week he died. He died before he saw.
Yeah, man. Never got to see.
Yes, before it was just something else. But yeah, Toyo Harris, my hat off to you. Your boys are doing well. We also have to say send a big shout out to Spike Lee. Spike Lee has gone through thick and thin humiliation. People have spotted on him. People have thrown garbage at him. Because everywhere the team goes, he goes.
Spike is Spike is the embodiment of the Knicks. You're right.
Yes,
I mean,
ultimate
who
soul.
doesn't remember when
Yeah, the
Reggie
choke.
Miller was,
They were
you know
doing
what I'm saying?
that choking sound.
Reggie Miller was choking him. I mean, but Spike has stood with the team. You're right, and I think the Knicks they will be vindicated. I mean, I think right now what this team has, it's hard not to imagine them taking it all. It's difficult.
And they got a big man that can shoot a three, just like Wimby.
Towns is the man, yeah.
Towns is coming out here doing his stuff. So it's gonna be a very good series, guys. If
It's
you
gonna
are
be
in New
interesting.
York area, this is your place. New York state of mind. Yes, that's it. When you come to New York City, the folks say it is so good and name it twice. New York. So yes, you guys have been doing well. Miami Heat, we are still on vacation, and we got room for only 2 more.
You know, and not only you, your Miami, right now my Sixers. I don't even know. I think we're in Brazil right now. Where we are.
We've been on vacation so long, we don't even know. We'll come back. I don't know whether it's going to be rust. Something beyond rust. It's not going to be rust. It's going to be some serious stuff.
Caustic.
Yeah, but guys, this is great. We are hoping that the draft's coming out this coming season. We're going to be seeing some great football, some great basketball. College ball is doing well. If you like the women's sport that I watch, the WNBA is in full swing. It is great. Watch it. Follow your team. My son is in Connecticut. He's a trainer with the Connecticut Sun. So I'm a Connecticut Sun fan. They just got purchased, and they are moving out of the state. That would be a blow to the southeast. I mean to the northeast. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about everything that is on the menu. Before we go back into the topic, let's talk about this Mammy Doe versus the Taylors. This one is blowing up. Sarah, I don't know if you've been following this, but this has gone viral. Have you been following the issue in Liberia between the Does and the Taylors? I think Sarah is having lunch.
Yeah,
it is fiery. 2 beautiful women.
Yes. I read the write-up by Miss Veronica Mamido. And up to now, I am still trying to figure out what the intent was, where she's going with this. But she wrote and kind of narrating her conversation with her dad on the phone, the late President Samuel Doe, inquiring from him that she had heard that he was giving Mrs. Taylor, the mother of Charles Taylor, refuge in the mansion. And her father responded in a way that sounded like, the mother is not responsible for what the child does, something like that. And so, of course, the following day, I came upon Miss Christina Taylor, who I think is a niece to Charles Taylor as well.
Yes.
She's Charles Taylor's sister's daughter. And I think she made a very poignant point that she made. She said to the effect that Mammy Doe should stop hugging royalty. She's not the only royalty, but Mammy Doe should also understand that there were a lot of people who their relatives hurt. And I think she was right. So I would say it this way. I can understand Miss Doe's feelings for her dad, her family. I get it. She lost her dad and lost her family in the process. But so did a lot of us who lost relatives and friends in the fight to liberate our country. And so she has to acknowledge that when she's operating in this space, because as much as she paid probably a much heavier price than some of us paid because, her dad and all of that, but she has to also understand that there are a lot of hurt people, and so Miss Taylor was just admonishing her that the pain, really, there's a lot of it to go around. A lot of people are bearing all kinds of scars as a result of our bloody history. I mean, you want to talk about that, then go all the way back to the 1900s when the crew chiefs were brought to town and a massacre. And then, you know, in between Dido and all of these people, then you must also acknowledge the 13 people of April 22nd, you know, and then you must also acknowledge the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who died as a result of April 29th. I mean, December 29th. So you cannot, you cannot be constantly, reminding the nation of your loss, which is a legitimate loss, but you have to also understand that there are other people who are also hurting, and you cannot be the only one always coming in there to hog the space. I think this is the point that Miss Taylor was making, and I absolutely agree with her. I mean, she represents a community that I don't identify with. She's a Congo woman. I'm a native man, but notwithstanding, I think what she said that made a lot of sense. And I would just admonish my sister, mommy, though I don't know her, but I feel her pain. She lost her dad. I can understand that she's grieving. I can understand that, but she has to take care to also acknowledge that there are a lot of people who also got hurt in this process. I mean, we call some of the names here. Some of these people, I can tell you, Gary Matthews, he was foreign minister 2 times of the Republic of Liberia. He fell ill in spite of the fact that he was entitled to a diplomatic passport. We understand Mrs. Johnson refused to give him one. Now, he was sick. He probably was going to die anyway, but I'm not going to hesitate to put it on her as well. I don't talk about that here all the time, but I'm hurt because of what she did. I don't have my founding chairman of my, progressive party. So there are a lot of us who carry all kinds of scars, and there's several deeper ones, So I will give it back to you. I intend to, I tend to go off the bend, but I will admonish Ms. Doe to just take it easy. We all, know she suffered a great pain. Her dad, I get it, and probably some family members. But I think what she did, I'm still trying to figure out where she was going with this. I don't understand it.
Yeah, let's listen briefly to Ms. Taylor.
Today, this is Christiana Taylor. How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's doing great. So I woke up this morning to a post or a repost. A recount by Veronica Mamido.
Can you hear her?
When you put it down there, it's too low.
Recounting how she called daddy, meaning the late Dopoh. And he recounted to her how he had the mother, my grandmother of Charles Taylor, in the mansion with him, and he was giving her safe haven. And she said, "Oh, Daddy, how can you keep the mother of a man who wants to kill you?" And her sin of her father, Dopoh, said, "Oh, mothers are precious. Mothers are innocent. Mothers don't know what's going on." Mommy Dopoh. Mommy Veronica Mommy Dopoh. I've come across a lot of your recount. It seems to be that you have selective amnesia. You have selective memory. You remember what you want. You forget what you want. You regurgitate the things that you think should be true. But one theme I think resonates with you. You have absolutely no respect for the dead. And you lack empathy. You have zero empathy. You have no respect for the dead. Not even the dead that your father took 6 feet.
Okay, so basically, she is saying, yes.
Sorry, I had a what you call it, but I was muted. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Basically, what she is saying, Christina Taylor is saying, despite all the hurt and everything else that everybody went through, she thinks it's time that the Mommy Dopoh or the like of every one of us to have some empathy for the dead. Because some of the dead were gruesome.
Yes.
And yes, those that we can't even say anything about those that we didn't see. What you saw, you thought was gruesome. Some people will tell you some things that will blow your mind to the point where when we are talking about Liberia, some people are traumatized just the mention of the Civil War.
Yeah.
So Ms. Taylor is saying, yes, we know what happened, but we all need to have some empathy for the dead.
Yeah, can I come in with that?
Yes, come in.
Yeah, I think I agree with Miss Taylor. I really do. I understand mommy really wants to, sometimes want to, memorialize her dad and everything. But she has to understand that this war that we all went through was very gruesome. And a lot of people that had nothing to do with the planning of this war and everything were not even part of government. Were victims of the things, were victims of what her dad and other people did to them. So, I mean, when she's ready to memorialize her dad, it's okay for her to do that, but she must avoid naming other people inside. And that is what brought Miss Taylor into her write-up, because she mentioned Miss Taylor's grandmother into her write-up. She needs to avoid mentioning other people. Let it sleep in door lie. Everybody went through the war. It was gruesome. And Miss Taylor went ahead and reminded her about the massacre that took place that allegedly her dad was part of. So you see, it's opening more wounds. What she's doing there is opening more wounds. She needs to chill. She needs to just let sleeping dog lie. If she wants to memorialize her dad, she can do it, but she needs to stay away from mentioning people's name inside, because it will choke her something. And that's what brought Miss Taylor into that conversation, because her grandmother was mentioned. And Miss Taylor, according to her, knew that her grandmother was nowhere around the mansion. If her grandmother was there, she would have been roasted, according to her. So I agree with her 100%. The President Boyka has now, I think they sent the bill to law, right? The war crimes court bill.
Yeah.
So maybe if that bill is passed and there is something open for people to, go and, and maybe confess, or maybe just explain their hurt. If there's some kind of a counseling for people to go through, yes, we all will go through it. But she needs to do stuff now. If she wants to memorialize her dad, that's her dad. Nobody can stop her. But don't mention other people's name in your write-up. You opening a wound that you will not be able to sustain, because people will come at you. I just want to, I agree with her on that. I agree on Ms. Taylor on that. Thank you.
Victor, there are times, even in our own culture, right? Whether you're from the interior or you're from the city, it is just one thing that most people don't like, including myself. When you do good for somebody, to keep pushing it in their faces or face that I did this for you when you were in need. I did this for you. My father did this for you. My mother did that for you. You could do that in private, but to do it in the public, even if Doe has lent a helping hand to Grandma Taylor, okay? Why will you make this a public spectacle?
Yeah.
Or good that your father did, and it's a good thing if he did that, okay? If you were writing it up in a place, I think it would have been a place to memorialize everybody, but not to go on a guilt trip. I think that's what she was doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, I tell that to my children all the time, Jerome. If you're going to do a good deed, don't do it in anticipation of a return. That cheapens the whole deal, right? Just do it because your heart leads you to do it. That's one. Two, except that Miss Taylor is saying that her grandma was never ever in the mansion, and I think I find that too very difficult to believe that Charles Taylor's mom was. I don't know the details, but I agree with you. If it happened, let other people talk about it. I think that will elevate it. Then you talking about it. I think when you do that, then you reduce, that good deed that President Doe may have done to former President Taylor's mom. You reduce it, to you cheapen it. So I really honestly, I don't think this was really necessary. Like I said earlier, I think she's just re-offending a lot of people, re-traumatizing a lot of people by bringing this up. And I understand, she stirs up I don't know her, Miss Doe, like I said, but I understand, it's her nature. She stirs up, a lot of controversies. I don't know. But this one, I really honestly feel she could have avoided it. I think it was totally uncalled for. So like I said earlier, I agree with Miss Taylor on this one that you know, she should not behave as though she was the only one who has been hurt. She's the only one who has been hurt by this long fight for liberty in Liberia. A lot of people, have participated in this. And like I said, a lot of sacrifices have been made in several different ways. So I will leave it there. But if I were to advise her, I don't know. I know Isaac, who is her uncle, one of her respected uncles. Isaac and our uncle, I know Isaac very well. But I haven't talked to Isaac in a very long time. But maybe if Isaac is listening, he needs to call his niece in and tell her, look, we're all pushing for reconciliation. I think there are better ways to handle these matters. Just get up and write stuff that you feel like writing. You got to acknowledge other people, like you said. Empathy is a very powerful word. You got to put yourself in my shoes so you know how I'm feeling. You can't just feel your shoes alone, and based on that, you pontificate. I think really, Mommy Doe could have avoided this. That would be my say on that. She should not have stepped in this one. I think she stepped in there on her own. The opposite, she fought down inside.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the show. Thank you for your comment. Let me welcome the chief. Oh no, before the chief comes, it gotta be when a lady is not. You gotta recognize. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to go to the female court today. I'm not going. Tell me, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. I'm glad to be on.
I like your shirt. I like your red, white, and blue.
I'm enjoying the freedom. Before I get your politics, let me acknowledge.
That's right. Star and stripes.
Mr. Gayman, everybody else, I love America. No telling.
Right.
I don't know what happened to me if I wasn't in America. So I really want to thank the men and women of this country that fought for the freedom that we enjoy today. I also want to acknowledge the Liberian Americans, because some of them are my friends that went all around the world to fight for us. So I appreciate you. I thank you. And thanks for all you do. It takes somebody with a special heart to do what you do. I don't think I would have done it. So thank you.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Memorial Day in the United States. We're paying tribute. This month, we're going to be paying tribute to the United States. But the big one, the birthday is coming July 4th, 250th anniversary birthday for the U.S. We're going to be celebrating for now. But let me welcome the chief himself. Chief Tomalin, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. Thank you to everyone. And it's good to be on the show on Memorial Day. We all cherish this day because, like in our country, we call this day is what we call Decoration Day, because it's a day that, but it's mainly for the military, for those who pay the ultimate price to ensure that we have justice and democracy for in this country, and freedom of expression, freedom of association, things that are sometimes the things that we tend to forget in Liberia, that we enjoy in this country. You can stay anywhere and criticize the president of this country. You can criticize him. You can even insult him and all. You will not be bothered. You notice the president and journalists, they always going back and forth. He don't cuss them, but they don't cuss him back, but he don't cuss them out. But like he told a guy from Pennsylvania, the representative of, I think Fitzgerald, Brian. Yeah. The guy worked as a reporter from Fox News. So the woman asked me a question. He said, "You see, her husband always attacking me that she got me ask me the question. What the question? What am I gonna do with that? But that the kind of guy, so how the country's got freedom. He can't say get out of the White House or get outside or put outside. He and they can battle, go back and forth. But if you do that in Liberia, the executive mansion with the president, the next thing they will take you out of that place quick. You don't even at the airport when the president comes to now, when he arrives and they ask him question, Because he like the question, he get in cheek, and then they take him for that quick. That John is, you don't get that John is in our vicinity anymore. But all in all, we just want to say thanks to the founding fathers of this country, and especially those who pay the ultimate price. You all know America have come from a long way, and then Mr. Jerome said earlier, Mr. Gayman, a few weeks from now, we'll be celebrating America 250th independence that they got from Great Britain, and it'll be a day to remember for what they have come this far. And like it was told that it's not a perfect union, but they can continue to strive to secure a perfect union. It's still not a perfect union. So it's all in this country. We all have been blessed by this country. Take it or leave it. You may not like some of the policies of a particular government or president. We all have been blessed. And just imagine how we not be able to come to this country to navigate and survive. What would we be today? And think of your friends back home, and you go back home to visit. You see the conditions some of them living in. You just say give God the glory, because you have medical benefits here. You have even if they fire you tomorrow, you get unemployment. If you retire, you get what they call Social Security, and then you got Medicaid. You know, all this stuff. Then you got your 401k. So you have a lot of safety nets in this country that we should be grateful for. So I just want to say happy Memorial Day to everyone, and especially those who have laid their life for this country.
Great. We covered several topics before you came. We'll go back so you guys can give. We have some teaser there, which was Miami Doe versus Taylor. Then we had the American Business Association in Liberia, all the American firms, they have decided to bypass the Liberian Business Association. They're forming their own American Business Association in Liberia. We also talked briefly about Musability, telling the folks that more politicians, they are using religion to hide behind what they really think and what they are doing, and hiding their failures. When they go to the mosque, they want to use their religion so you don't criticize your pastor or your fellow Muslim. When they go to the churches, the same thing. If you are a deacon of a church, you are not allowed to criticize your elder. I mean, it's just crazy. So he talked that. But then from our own management office here in our own production, we talked about the arrest of the nurse in Liberia that went to a meeting, and then she came out and said that her family should start taking precaution, wash their hands, blah, blah, blah. And she was arrested. I was flabbergasted to see the woman in handcuffs parading, going into the police station. And then today, they say amid Ebola virus disease outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the government, through the Ministry of Health, has announced public safety measures in all entry points in the country. So let me go to Tavi, because she's what do you think about our whole episode? I really like the outcome that the government has done what anybody would do. All checkpoints, all entry into the country are now being manned, and policies and procedures have been put in place, how to monitor, how to detect. I think we got to give them kudos on this. And then on the other hand, to arrest someone in this country, they say you see something, hear something, say something.
You strike it right there, and so I'm happy that they put all the safety nets. Were more proactive this time around. What's concerning to me, concerning the lady, two ankles though. One is the arrest. Yes, I get it that even in this country, when you hear something like that, of that nature, in service or whatever it is, you can either seek clarity, or for epidemic like that, it has to come from some of high authority, to break the news. So, and you are trained on that. You're higher. You are trained on that. Go to your supervisor, or go to some other higher authority to break that news. So, yes, ethically or morally or by company standards, she shouldn't have done that. I get it. But worst case, if that was here, what are going to do? They're just going to fire her, or going to suspend her. But to bring all the police thing all over, now there's a caveat to that. If they were trying to hide it, then she can whistleblow. Now, I don't know about in Liberia, but even here, places at work, they just say things like that to report it immediately. So immediately kind of brought. But I don't know if they were trying to hide it, because they let to hide things too much. So I don't know if they were hiding. How long did it take that they knew about this? That whoever Josiah Joker welfare, I got a problem with he taking your welfare there to be employed. That's a different story.
She's a director.
Yes, take your wife over there. They think that other health workers. But to the issue, I don't know how long she had that information that she didn't disclose it to the proper authorities. We have to look at it from both angles. Yes, she shouldn't have done, but I don't think it went to the place where they had to arrest her, create all this scene. They could have, call her into the office, and talk to her, but arrest for what? This is not for what? It hasn't risen to that level, but in Liberia, every day is never short of bad news, man. Every day is something crazy, but I mean, both sides, but I think the action was grave. I don't think they should have arrested her. I think they should have called her in to find out more information. She got it from a reliable source, and to tell her, fire her, suspend her, what you want to do, but not to bring all this whole hang up police and all this nonsense. But anything goes in Liberia.
Sarah, are you there? Sarah, going to push your cartoon. Let me go to Victor. Victor, for the police to arrest someone and parade them, it looked like something criminal has happened. But based on what we are hearing today, the lady said they went to in-service training where they were warned, they discussed this. There were people that came from Uganda. So today, they acknowledged that what she said were true, that yes, there was a meeting, yes, people came from Uganda, they entered the country, and blah, blah. All the things she said were true, but she was not she was not an authority. But that is not a criminal thing. It's an ethical thing that should be dealt with by the medical board, not law enforcement, in my belief.
Yeah, I agree. In my belief too, I think she should fall in the category of a whistleblower. I don't think this lady did anything criminal. Especially some of the things that she said in her recording are true. I read a statement today from the director of nursing, Mrs. Jokai, and she acknowledged that she did have a meeting, like the lady said, except she said, it was a precautionary meeting, and I get that. But this lady, like you said, is also revealing additional facts that there was a team of people who came from Uganda, and these people are exhibiting symptoms that present like Ebola. I didn't see that mentioned in the statement. So I think this lady, I understand the ethical boundaries, like Telvi is saying, that is true too. But I think sometimes when information such as what she tried to share, has the potential to impact a lot of people, and if the authority, I mean, I don't know, maybe an advisory from the hospital would have done better. They didn't do that. They called the people to prepare them, and maybe they were not the right people to do that. But this lady, she said she was trying to admonish her friends. First, she started with her children, I believe. Then she said she was also admonishing her friends and family, and that's why she did a recording to say, "Look, we had a meeting. This is what was told to us. So you want to be careful as you go around. Don't shake hands. Don't kiss. Don't do this. Don't do that." I think that's what she was saying. She was not just telling people, "Oh, Ebola in town, my people." She was expressing, I think trying to caution people. So I understand, Balco. I think Tomalin might remember him. I think is he the guy who was at LDEA? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is a lawyer now. So I think they sprung her, but I don't think she should have been taken into detention in the first place. Disciplinary measures maybe, but I think she intended to save lives, in my opinion, giving people forewarning to prepare themselves for what obviously, look, it is not outside of the realm of anticipation to see somebody will come in this age where people travel all over the place. Right now we had a hunter virus, that cases here in the US. because people travel all over the place, and this is in Africa already, in East Africa, DR Congo and Uganda. I think it's not unimaginable that sooner or later somebody will show up in Liberia. So let them tell us if people didn't leave the country to go to Uganda on a conference. That's the first thing they should tell us. And then she's 5 people. So I don't know, but I'm really I understand the need to be cautious, but I'm with this woman. I think she meant to do a good thing. I don't think she meant to start any panic among the people. I think she just try to caution people to be careful, and I agree with her on this.
Tomalin, when after this whole episode, we saw the government doing the right thing by doing public service announcement, letting people know their protocols are all entry points. So something good came out of this, Tomalin.
Yes, there have been mixed reaction. There have been mixed reaction about this lady arrest. Okay, and but 1 minute. I'm talking to the CNC leader right now, so let me wait 1 minute.
Okay, it's all right. Yeah, you can go behind the camera with discussing.
I wish the woman. I wish the woman had recorded her. Or somebody in there had recorded her.
But there have been like I said, I mean mixed reaction. I talked, and when this issue came about, when I saw this lady being arrested and paraded with a handcuffs, I immediately contacted Dr. Myean and the acting director of MPhil, Dr. Kamara. In fact, she's supposed to come our show this week. So hopefully she will confirm it tomorrow. She'll be one of our guests. And while I'm on the same protocol, let me say that Minister of Health, she confirmed today that she will be here on Thursday. So, Minister of Youth and Sport, right? So we have 2 guests. But this lady in question, some nurses said that it was wrong. What she did was wrong. She went against the HIPAA, against the medical stuff, and some said she's not the authority, the appropriate authority to come and make such a pronouncement to the public. She should have gone through the bureau's channels that are responsible. Whoever they say concerning such an issue, they will be held accountable. And especially this health issue of that nature is very sensitive, and it can cause a lot of problems, either positive or negative. But I leave it with the professionals. But my concern, I told someone, I said, well, I had a problem with it, the way they handcuff her and all these things. I said, you should have handcuff and parade her. Perhaps you can invite her for questioning and so forth. But the manner the way she was paraded, I had a problem with that. But most nurses pushed back. They defended the action that taken her. They said somebody said she should be beyond bars because what she did. Who I put the country.
Does he raise to that level? First of all, the Liberian people like to throw words around talking about HIPAA. HIPAA is not applicable to Liberia. HIPAA is American law. It is not applicable to Liberia. They're lying.
But she didn't even mention names. Those things that HIPAA
There's no HIPAA violation.
There's no privacy violation. She didn't call no names.
I can understand the violation of authority there, the ethical violation, but first of all, Liberia does not conform to HIPAA, so they should start throwing buzzwords around.
So that was the pushback, and but I believe that I think like the government they have been issuing statements. I think they are up there. Perhaps they should really step up their game, make sure that they inform the country as quickly as possible as they have been doing. I had a podcast, I saw a video from former director or the director of Torgbean and also the acting director. They all saying that they are confirming that Ebola is not in Liberia. They have not gotten information, but if you remember, Liberia didn't handle Ebola well. But then I was told that the way Liberia handled COVID was because they learned a lot from Ebola. So they handled COVID well. And Liberia may be prepared to put things under control if they come. My only fear is we should take not to forget that when Ebola came, it affected our country greatly. A lot of, I think, more than 3,000 people died. And then with COVID, I think it was President Obama who intervened to help put Ebola under control. And with the president occupying guy in the White House, we are already taking support from WHO and USAID. I'm afraid that we just pray because it shouldn't come to our country, because if it come to our country where America intervene, it may not be the same way. This dude don't have time for Africa as a whole, so he's in Liberia. So, but I just pray the health authority will keep a lid on this and make sure that they're in control of this issue, and make sure that everybody taking the precaution. Make sure you wash your hands. Don't be in too much crowded area. Stay away from. I mean, I always do wash your hands. That's why in my car I keep your sanitizer there. Because even most people don't know, right? Go out the gas pump in this country. Once you use a gas pump, sanitize your hand, because people different people using the gas pump. So you know when a person did put a camera on that gas pump, you use a gas pump, you can your car, you take something like eating some chips again. So when you come on using the gas pump, take your sanitizer and wash your hand, put the towel, wash your hand good. Always try to take the precaution. Anything you do, mostly even shake people's hands, but we put the thing in our mouth. So you won't be caught up in illness. So just take precautionary measures. That's all I tell people.
Thank you very much. I got my hand sanitizer around my desk.
See?
As the folks come visit me, so there you know. But yes,
in my decks everywhere, you get it.
Yeah, but somebody, you gotta be careful who you get information from and filter stuff, because somebody spoke and just lie. First of all, HIPAA does not apply to Liberia. HIPAA is a U.S. law. I used to do HIPAA assessments, so I know that. And besides that, so that's a lie. And even if HIPAA were applicable in Liberia, she did not call the client name. She didn't call no client name. She gave no client information, no medical record, no personal information. But that those are the things that HIPAA fall under. None of that applies. She only spoke to the disease. So don't let them be getting you industry where be lying to you. That's what I have to say.
I just wanted to quickly chime in too on the angle that Chief Tomalin touched on. The global implication of what is happening. I'm seeing here ABC, WHO. Gabriel Sus, I think that's his name, has a very difficult name, but he's saying that the outbreak is outpacing, attempts to contain it. And Tom is right. The current president, I think, he established a board of peace or something like that to kind of rival the EU. And there's a lot of support that has been taken away from these international bodies, especially WHO, which could really pose a serious challenge to efforts to contain this. And so I hope our government, falling back on our experience, will be proactive. If they say there is no presence in the country yet, that's a good thing. Hopefully, they're preparing themselves, stacking up on the PPE or whatever it is, hand sanitizer, the buckets, people washing hands, all of those things. They need to start preparing. Torbgean is right there in the country. He has experience with this thing. Tomalin is right here. I think in Maryland, DC area, I think they can still, help. But we have a lot of experience to go by. So I just wanted to remind our people, if they're not already doing that, I think we should not preoccupy ourselves with this nurse, statement. All of that. I think we need to focus on preparing for when it is going to happen, because it is going to come to Liberia. It's not an if and but. It is going to come. Because of interconnectivity, people travel all over the place. Somebody might come from Uganda and go to the Ivory Coast, and then boom, it's in Liberia. Or go to Ghana, and boom, it's in Liberia. Or even come here in the States and somebody leave the States and go to Liberia. So there are several different ways we intersect each other. So I just hope our government is preparing, to put measures in place that will protect our people, because the resources, as Tommy just rightly pointed out, the resources may not be there like they were during the last outbreak.
Tell me, I support Trump in removing money that go to the country. If that doesn't happen, we will never be anybody. We just We are like a nation. It's just hand out when 5 people, I think Tomalin have said it here over and over, 5 people in the government, their budget is $11 million, just 5 people.
Yeah, but I said the problem is that you guys also got a FEMA here in the U.S.
And that's true too.
Yeah, right now the
FEMA
is having...
Listen, man, I'm talking about Liberia. Let's keep with
Liberia.
If you are so upset with what Trump is doing, develop your own system. Put some resources in your own system. This man went to Africa and called the entire African continent. They run it as whole country. And he invited a group of them, and they came over here and sat in some room where he didn't even get a state welcome, and they just sat there.
Well, I agree with you on that.
So what? This United States and the UN just praised Ghana. You know what Ghana did? They finally removed themselves from the IMF system. They are not taking any more money from the World Bank and all that stuff. That was a major move that these people are ready to move. Do you know if you pay 49-50% of interest on loan that you take from people, there is no way you can come from under such a thing. So we have to learn. If we have learned anything from Ebola, we will take some of that $11 million, put it into preparation. We will take that $2,000 a month housing allowance from my homeboy who got his own house and put it into healthcare. All those cars they are driving, will cut them down every 3 years. Put some of the money in healthcare, education. But we just said that.
But let me ask you this. I thought the $75 we were paying was going to be held in escrow for this kind of thing, for when there is an outbreak. Remember when we were going to Liberia, you had to pay $75? $75
Mm-hmm. You pay. No, you gotta pay. You pay when you coming in, and you pay when you going out.
So that $150.
Both.
Jesus. That's a lot of money, you know.
And never mind that you have your own COVID test. They didn't even want to hear it. I used to get my COVID card. My man, I have it. Put that thing on.
You can't pay the money. Wow. But I wanted to add on this whole COVID thing. You know, Mr. Gayman and everybody else. They're so focused on the lady, but they're not looking at big picture. Other places like here, in a situation like that, they would have conducted an immediate investigation or order into this thing, because the woman didn't make up the story about 5 people coming, having Ebola. So conduct commission an investigation in 48 hours. Let these 5 people medical record do it. Put a team together, joint team together, because we want to know the health record these people do. What are symptoms? What are their diagnosis? That's what they need to focus on. Because if the 5 people got Ebola or trace of Ebola in the general population, that's a high risk. But it's so focused on this one lady and not looking at the bigger picture. Those are the things Seleke Kromah, the health department, whoever else head of. Those are things that need to be concerned about. But they're not paying attention. They're all in one direction. Like, why are you telling the people that we got something? We don't want someone to say it. And this health, I'm here because somebody sent me this stuff. This woman did not even address the 5 people that this girl talking about to say.
No, okay. I read what she wrote. She didn't mention that. So I'm gonna guess that they upset because they haven't done contact tracing like they're supposed to do with these people.
Right.
But it's easier to just come out and say, listen, this is the truth. This is what we are doing, and don't panic. We're doing this. We're doing that, and it develops trust. Yeah. But you come out, you at what level does the police in Liberia get involved into everything?
Right.
How you go? Somebody said the lady said the police department said they didn't do it. The police officer that work at the hospital arrested the woman, but she's part of that person. Is part of
the police.
What's wrong with
you?
They say, okay, Seleke Kromah group didn't do it, but the other group at the hospital, they did it. So you had this woman in handcuffs and you parading her. Basically, you are trying to intimidate everybody else in the government that, listen, if you blow whistle here, this is what's going to happen to you. Now she has to go hire a lawyer, have to go and secure bond for
nothing.
What's criminal there that this woman? But anyway, so that's what it is. I know I'm reading Patient Sima say, I work in the business part of the healthcare as a patient advocate for the past 21 years. HIPAA was not violated. There you go. Thank you very much for flagging that. The department has sent out a memo advising all employees not to disclose any information from the meeting held. You see that? So this is what we are talking about. The police people over there, everything doesn't arrive.
So but from what patient is saying, they had a meeting and they advised not to disclose it publicly, right?
Yeah, but that's the point.
Or that basic office stuff. That's what I said. They can either suspend her or they can fire her. But other kind of whatever that handbook says. But it's not up to that level of having somebody arrested that you gotta go get bond and you gotta go get lawyer and all of that anxiety that comes with it. No.
But tell me, let's look at the Hippocratic Oath, right? It said do no harm. If you are in a meeting where harmful stuff and the people say let's conceal it, you have to. You took oath.
Yep.
To defend health, the people. Yep. You're not gonna because the government doesn't want to look bad, so you're gonna put the whole nation at risk. She's a hero or a hero on it.
That's when she's protected by that whistleblower act or whatever it is.
Yes, the lady took an oath to do no harm, and she's in a meeting. They say, "Well, the people are here, but we don't want anybody saying it." Why would you say that?
All those shameless people.
That's what it is. But yes, I don't agree with that. But let's go. Let's go to
this. All regime police there, Gregory Kromah, passing around Kehleboe, dressing all whole day and doing all kind of crazy stuff over there.
They got on the last time. They said they won some kind of worldwide award to find out it was fake. They kind of withdraw it. But let's look at this.
They said that Joma Jara get in the war.
Yeah, the Joma Jara get it. But they won't hear now. Look, just the last time we had Liberia. Look, the last time you remember we had yellow machine people. Now we got the Nemo people. The whole government are wearing purple.
Purple and the color?
Yeah.
I think I learned 49 of the lawmakers now say the
49.
I saw that.
They see majority that expel Column. The only Tomalin, I'm looking for Tomalin. Oh yeah. No, he's not lawmaker.
The Tomalin right there in the back, see?
Oh yeah, he did by taking the picture.
What a picture about?
This is
this is Nemo. The 49 lawmakers of the House of Representatives declared their membership in Nemo. So
it's a cycle. It's a cycle. I've seen it happen.
Yes.
I saw it during Doe time, Taylor time, Ellen time, Myean time, and this is a cycle. Whoever is in power, lawmakers tend to pay allegiance to them. In fact, you'll see more of them will end up joining Bouaka re-election campaign. They will join it because they believe that they have the fund, the country resources are in their hands, so they will do it so they can put money in the budget for their re-election too. What usually happen? You watch the 2027, 28 budget. They'll put money in all kinds of ways to have the guys to carry on projects and to convince the people. Like we said, it comes down to Liberian people. If the people of Liberia want to really see their lives improve or change, they will not continue to vote for the same people. Even if I know things are hard. If somebody carry one thing Liberian people like, they let t-shirt in it. You get it, they will carry t-shirt, they'll wear t-shirt, and they'll carry money and cook food you can't eat. If you can do it because times are hard. But when you go to that ballot box, vote your conscience. Ask yourself a question. The last 20 years of my life point improved. This country government was there, nothing happened. They go there, nothing happened. So I think you don't think the time that you try a new person, try something new, instead of doing the same for the same people voting for them. So Tomalin, he could have launched his re-election for Bouaka without even attacking his former political leader. Because like I always tell them, take it or leave it. Whatever you have against President Myean, don't forget that your coming to prominence was through the CDC and we are. Because I remember vividly 2005 when anybody that we are put their hands up, they won. How can CDC swept the whole Montserrado County? I think they only lost two seats, but in Montserrado. But majority of the surrounding districts fell into CDC hands. Because when we are campaigning with you at the time, you win. And how you keep the prominence? My father has been in the house since 2005. He almost his whole life, adult life. And if you tell him when he entered our house, what his worth compared to now, what his worth today, he's a multi-millionaire. And if he dare try to attack this government, you're going to lose out, just be the speaker's seat. The next thing he will do, he will find himself being audited, being investigated, how he accumulated those ill-gotten wealth, and so forth. I can bet you, we are wins the election tomorrow, 2029. Fofana will give different reason why he supported boycott.
He's a prodigal son. He'll be coming home.
And you found people again. So that has been the tendency. It left for the voters. All I can say, the voters, our job is to help educate them, guide them to vote the right way. But you saw today what it did to the Kuyate. It shows you how powerful the president is. He kept saying the president say I should come and apologize. So, but again, too, Kuyate said he has no choice, perhaps, that the only means of support income he got right now.
Yep.
If he decided to say, well, I would not do it, I was thinking, but he said he wasn't going to apologize. He stood by his statement earlier. And then the president intervened, apparently, and they went there and to go and make an appeal and begged for mercy. You know, but if you think, do you think if they say somebody like Musa Ability or anybody who is financially potent, they think if they criticize and they say, oh, can I apologize, think they will do it? No. You gotta know that they depend on the government or for the support. You know,
but if I'm Kuyate and another thing, I would have told him that Musa Ability has several. He could have cited Musa Ability here several times. Said this is corrupt. He has called for the audit. So Kuyate there, he had a fault. He had somebody to point to. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I hate to
Yeah. So I mean, that's the reality, Mr. Nagbe, Telvi, and Mr. Gayman. Then so this is where we find the country, where the country is right now. So it will take all of us. I keep telling us, all of us here, we know that the next, like I was talking to, I won't call his name because I can't put him in trouble here. Somebody, one of the person who I know is 9 said, Georgie, the next 9 years we screw. I said, what? He said the remaining 3 years, nothing will come from all of it. And then when you go election again, either one of the party will win again. And then be another 6 years, so like 9 years. So the thing is that it's up to every one of us Liberians now to take it serious, get involved. Because I mean, like if the momentum that you put behind the other parties that won election, you put it behind another person, a third person, that person can get hurt and hit the ceiling, honestly. But if you put the same momentum behind that person will go. Once so Nagbe, he can't be president, he can't win. He can't win. You know, he might be, but the momentum you put behind the Ellen, we are and Baka, put it behind Nagbe, what even win. Put it behind and see. That's not what be happening.
Tommy, please flag Abu Kamara here. Abu, I gotta like your optimism. You are the man. You are the man, Abu say.
So
what Abu is saying, right? What Abu is saying, let me make a mistake. If you do our analysis, 2017, Boga won Lofa by I think 70 or 89 or 90% of the votes.
Right.
Now, what CDC did, CDC put a lot of resources into Lofa. They sent Fala and other people to Lofa, and you saw I think Boga won that by 57%.
Yeah.
Because of the work. So I would not argue to say that Thomas Fala joining the UP, he won't have an effect on the vote in Lofa.
Oh, I mean, absolutely, yes.
If I was CDC or CMC, any party that running ANC, I won't even bother to focus on Lofa much. Maybe we just support
we gotta go cut into the numbers.
Yeah, but if you just support your down the balance candidate, but to say you will win Boga in Lofa for the presidency, don't waste your time, because that will not happen.
Is he going to overwhelmingly win Nimba, Magibi, Bassa, and all Western counties?
No, but here's the thing though. Magibi, no. I won't give him. Magibi, no. Magibi, it will be a dog fight. Bassa, it will be a dog fight. Okay? Nimba, even as much as they have the vice president on the ticket, Nimba will be a dog. It depends now. It depends on the opposition, whoever running against them, how to take a ticket. But again, let me give an example. Like Madam Kehleboe Gongloe, take it or leave it. There are, in fact, some people in the government have told me this. There are particular about 5 districts in Nimba. The person said they didn't care what happened. Once our woman is in the election, the district should all win the district. They said 5 districts in Nimba. Whether she want to take you or not, but once she supports your particular candidate, that 5 districts, she will always have an advantage over there. So imagine now, 5 districts. So Nimba, it will be perhaps maybe somebody will take a Nimba person as a running mate. Who knows?
Of course.
That person too may attract people too. Again, so and then the last thing, PYJ is now on the ballot. PYJ he had a complete control on Nimba. Okay, PYJ had a complete control on Nimba. So that's all. And within out of the ballot and Gintu, if his wife and his family, his kingsmen are not happy, if his school is left to just fall by the wayside, it have an effect. So this government has an obligation now. They shouldn't just forget about Prince Johnson's school and forget about Prince Johnson and group, because if somebody on Prince Johnson's side come and say, look, they are treated us bad, they caused the men death and everything, trust me, they can affect the Nimba vote. And the president VP may find himself perhaps not having doing a lot of extra work to win Nimba over. They may win Nimba because of him on the ticket, but it may not be overwhelming like in the past, like when people just supported the ticket. So that will be the challenge.
Excellent, excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Send us your comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And to our friends and brothers and sisters in Sino County, thank you very much for relaying the show every day that we are on. Excellent, 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 excellent. So here we go. We were talking about the Thomas Fala and the Nimbo, the Nimbo thing. Tell me, he went on stage and he began to throw insults at the former president and say the former president has no claim or to have the audacity to wanting to come back. He said they kick you out. Why you want to come back? Why you left behind? You had nothing here. You don't belong here. They kick you out. Something to that effect. I thought it was so elementary that someone who have been loyal to you, someone who made you, there's nothing wrong with you saying you have a new home, you know, but to attack personality, I think it was very, very low.
Yeah, Mr. Gayman, not only elementary, but just being an ingrate. You know, say what you may, but somebody that make you, people always say, never bite the hand that feed you, you know, and our people do that so often, you know, most of them, you know, even if you don't want to be with the person, leave with dignity. You left already, pretty much, but leave him alone. He made you, he put you there. Go where your kingsman, you know, Gongloe would say, Kehleboe would say, go where your kingsman, and leave, just leave him alone. Whether he was there before he didn't, it is his right to come back, you know, however many times. And if the Liberian people want him, then they vote for him. If they don't want him, they will vote for John Doe. But to just be an ingrate, like somebody who kept you there for 9 years or however long and made you today for a plain seller, because for all I know, that Thomas Fala was a plain seller, you know. So you went from plain seller to sitting in our house when we were growing up. You know who are in the house? Somebody need to remind Thomas Fala, because I was small kid and we used to go play in the chambers there when we come from rigs. You know who are in the house? I can call 3-5 honorable men that were in our house. We used to go there, play there, the smooth cheering, honorable people. You take plain seller, you carry there, and then you're talking about it. Just close your mouth, follow your kinsmen, you have to where you need to do. At the core, all of this, we know it is political interest. It is all about survival. It is all about their own thing. There's nothing about, you know, the country or the people or the citizens or anything. It's their own interest. But you know what? I mean, the longest rope in the bush, it got in, and they will end one day. That's all I got to say.
Tomalin, Thomas Fala, not only was he trying to insult the former president, but it was so blatant that what Musa Benitez mentioned in his letter when he says people are using the religion, the tribal bigotry to hide their failures. This is it because according to the editor report, is that Nemo that came out and said, for the past 5 years, none of the representatives in the House and the Senate have ever made any report to their constituents. None. But yet this man is saying George Weah had no right to say he wants to come back. Yeah, he doesn't belong in a mansion. He left nothing behind. Why you want to come back for? The people kick you out because you didn't do anything. This is a man said this sort of friend.
Okay, you know, Mr. Gayman, the likes of Thomas Fala. I mean, first of all, what right does he has to have to decide whether the former president should run or not run? It is his right to run. If you want to receive election, it's his right. First of all, and number two, who knew Thomas Fala until George Weah and CDC brought him to prominence? Nobody knew about him. Like Mr. Nagbe is saying, and he put it on his banner. I think we should get serious about auditing the legislature. And to be frank with you, Kofa never said he would audit the legislature. Kofa will still be speaker, perhaps.
That's right.
Because he had good rapport with the president. Yeah, in fact, his own party were accusing him of being too close to the ruling establishment, letting them have their own way. But because he called for an audit, they went after him. Because don't forget, if you go for an audit of the legislature, don't forget you have people that have held position of speaker, deputy speaker, or Ways and Means chairman in the Senate and the House, and you know they all will be brought to book. And who are the people? You got Nukwe, Aboche, the president, vice president. Who again? You got Fala, so forth. They all, when they talk about audit, they all know that audit will be a thing that they will have to give account of the leadership of the legislature over the last 20 years. You know, they all give an account. So that's why when Kofa talked about it, they went after him. But again, with Fala, all he could have done, he started to call for Baghdad to seek re-election with all attacking the former president. Look, we're not in campaign time. The former president have not attacked you to say, well, we are attacking him. I respond to him. He hasn't done that. You know, he decided to leave. They expel you because what you did, you failed to follow the party decision. I think you should just do your endorsement of boycott, and all they are showing, honestly, what they have shown over the last couple of months is that Musa Benitez said it's tribal something. The Lofians are all just joining behind the president and for his re-election. Lofians are doing it. Okay, they are all doing it. They're all going there and seeking, majority of them. And with Fala should know that like Toby just said, there will be a day of reckoning. It's coming. No matter how long it takes. The Bible says, weeping may endure for a while, but joy comes in the morning. You know, you will do all these things, but there will be a time of reckoning. There will be a time to give an account of your stewardship of the country. So all the guys, they can hide what they want to hide. Look, we've been around for long to know what's happened. We saw that our begin doing Doe time, but we saw what happened. When Doe left power, those ministers then they became beggars. We saw it. We saw it. Some people took it as serving into the government. Where are they today? You all see the man crying, Samuel Johnson. He said, only group was in UP as President Burger. All the people there, they can use people and then they throw you away. They all frustrated. You see, Mark Jabate, he crying now. All of them, Joe Calando, all of them. Look, that have been the modus operandi of our politics. But I think Fala, he crossed the line to be coming so close to attack the former president. I mean, this man have not attacked you, have not publicly shame you or brought you to disrepute, but you go after him. And don't forget the hands that fed you.
remember when we are helping to campaign against Delon, and he didn't win. But you understand, we was up there campaigning for you. Okay? Have I ever campaigned for you for any election to win? But because now you're trying to protect your wealth, protect everything your as assets to the president says, so you're doing this thing. And good, one thing that Ben Sanvee can say, newsflash, if you know Dr. Boga was running, it shows he's running now. Got a re-election stuff. He would have said, well, Thomas Pala not running, so I know what he's doing it for, but he's running for re-election. So get ready. Election is on for re-election. So you know, it's just sad that he will go to that extent to attack the former president and say, and even have the audacity to say he shouldn't run. It's not your place. It's a man's choice to run or not. You know, you tell him not to run. And when you're supporting him, campaigning for him against Boyka, you didn't say all that. Why you didn't say, oh, because he blundered the first time, so I will not seek a re-election. But you are campaigning to make sure so have President we are one. Questions you ask, we think Thomas Pala will be saying what he's saying right now. If we are one, you'll be saying what he's saying right now. You won't be saying it. You're telling Bagama retire. You might not think about running again. But that's our politics. It's sad.
Let me welcome Johnny. Johnny, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman, and my colleagues on the show. Thank you all for standing in. And let me appreciate all our listeners and viewers. Okay, I'm here. I'm following what has been said by my brother Tomalin. But anyway, let me stop down till my turn comes to talk.
It's your turn. Talk.
Oh, thank you. I mean, from what Tomalin was talking about with regards to Liberian politics with Thomas Fuller, I mean, it just tells you that if you were an outsider that have been assessing Liberian politics and Liberian politicians, it will tell you how Liberians think and we do things. Just 2-3 years ago, Thomas Fuller was considered as a criminal or some perceived criminal by the guy from the UP until they turned his T into thief. Call him thief fella, you know, all around in Lofa. Anyway, I'm so surprised that people in Lofa who were like destroying him, you know, like calling him all kinds of names and doing all that thing. They're the one that hanging on his, toting his bag when he go to Lofa. They're the one that even washing his car, you know, literally washing his car and doing, like honoring him like some, you know, some kind of God.
Oh yeah, the president gowned him.
You understand? Like some kind of God. And this is just to say that this is the time Liberian people should think about. But they should use this gas situation to begin to rethink about how they should engage the next election 2029. You know, what really shocked me was when I heard about 49 representatives in the lower, in the representative, 49 representatives. 49, the same majority black. You know, what read in my mind was, are we gradually growing a tyrannical legislature? You know, the tyranny of the majority? Just form one black in a place and take any action you want to take because of majority rule? Or are we trying to make our democracy that we have fought for all the years to be more vibrant, more open, more objective? Like Brian will have a time. I mean, it's becoming dangerous, and if we don't act, those of us who are not in government now, the CDC, the LINU, the ANC, the LPP, the CMC, if we don't come together as early as possible to put our resources together and plan a very strong, robust team that will begin to get engaged with our Liberian people in the nooks and corners of this country, we are gradually coming to see a group of people with no clear, defined agenda for Liberia, but because they have access to the state resources, they may likely be bringing onto us a kind of governance system that will be chaotic. That's my opinion. I mean, get chaotic in the future. So all of us, Mr. Gayman, Mr. Nagbe, Tevi, all of us that are from the different, that are not in support of this group, we have to start to think about how to bring a more genuine political group that will unseat the people here. I know a lot of people hearing me tonight from Lofa will be so angry with me because they feel that Boka should be president forever because it's Lofa County presidency. And I don't agree with that. It's not part of my thinking. I don't know how much school I've gone to, a little bit of idea I got. I don't think that's the way we should proceed with Liberia as a unified state. Yes, Boka was elected president, he's from Lofa. That does not mean that we should keep him in power perpetually, even if things are not going right. You understand? So I think, and you know, the president went to Tomalin program, and I saw people in government. For example, my own young brother, or the guy from CSA, who have taken action against people for political party affiliation and thing. He was in that place. So I wonder, I said, what's going on? Are we grooming a new tyrannical group? You know, when I'm going to school in UL, there's a saying we always say, man, you are a tyrant in waiting. You should be joking each other. It's saying that people have been tyrant in waiting, and they have gotten the opportunity to grow this tyrannical system now on us. You know, and some of I mean, I tell about it for true. I'm from Lofa. I'm a born Lofa man. My mom from Lofa, my pa from Lofa, from Bani background and a Loma background. I tell about it, even the Vonjama town that people are in, my great-grandparents are the original inhabitants. They established Vonjama from being a farm to a village before it became a town and became a city. We have a stake in Lofa. So nobody will tell me because I'm not in UP or I am not part of I did not support the government or President Buck and the UP for coming to power, therefore I cannot speak. I am not against the UP, I am against the governance style they are carrying on that is undermining the state of Liberia in many forms. And people who have criminal mind, they are taking advantage of the system and perpetrate themselves. Look, right now if you check, Tomalin are taking over UP. Technically, UP, there's no more UP in the country. Technically. I may be wrong. But Tomalin has taken over UP, there's no more UP. I was yesterday now in the government because he has taken charge, because he has control over the legislature. Even the speaker, he's just a shadow speaker. In my view, Tomalin is the speaker the way things are. He has control for the now lawmakers, for the now group. Then not the speaker. It's not a speaker. He has to, so we should open our ears, open our eyes, and observe what's happening around here. And we should listen to what's happening in neighboring countries and places, how these kind of things can come about and lead to another round of political disturbances. We have to. The Liberia National Union, the ANC, the CMC, even though the CDC just came from there, we can find a way to work with CDC to ensure that we have a more robust political system in this country, and that will take over this place 2029. If we allow you guys to remain in this position and take the country 2029, I'm sorry for many of us here.
Well, let me ask you real quick here. You are a traditionalist. Tomalin, who is the chief of all the tradition, he's the Minister of Internal Affairs. He threw a jab at Tomalin 2 weeks ago. He said Tomalin should stop talking and shouldn't think about forming another team. He should join the Unity Party. Not only was he against that, but the president went to this particular dedication and gowned Tomalin and gave him the white collar nut, split it in two, gave him a piece, and he chewed peace. We are one, we got pure heart, we are connected. What does this say about Tomalin and his position?
I think Tomalin was speaking as an individual, and you heard from the chairperson for UP. You heard the chairman, UP chairman. He welcomed the idea of Tomalin supporting the second round bid of President Boakai. You know, he welcomed the idea as a party chairman. So Tomalin now, as a party stalwart, who is also a minister in government in internal affairs, is saying that no need to form different groups, just join the party. And Tomalin, maybe in my view, I mean, I've not heard Tomalin respond to that yet. I'm not hearing talking about that situation. Maybe Tomalin will respond, but I think he has responded in a way that he made the president go to the occasion. So that is telling Tomalin that I thought you're talking that you're one. I have the hair in my hand. You forget what it is? You understand? What Tomalin is saying to Tomalin, I have the hair. Your whole party hair, I got it in my hand already. You are getting the taste, so I got let's do with you. I'm talking about the hair. So Tomalin is fighting to control the arrowhead of Unity Party, that is the president. And he's succeeding gradually in doing that. He's succeeding in doing that. Therefore, what Yumale says is a non-issue to Tomalin. It's a non-issue from the way I see it, from my analysis, it's a non-issue because the president went to the main occasion today. I mean, was it today or yesterday? He went to the main occasion and he was gone at this occasion. And also the president had a different perspective about Tomalin's engagement politically with his support, and Yumale has a different perspective, different mindset about that. But I don't think Tomalin is worried about Yumale's statement. Tomalin knows that Yumale cannot be minister if he doesn't want Yumale to be minister.
Wow. Victor, powerful stuff. Yumale tried to throw a jab at this man by telling him you are an outsider. If you want to be legitimate, you have to join the party. He didn't even respond to him. And the president went to Tomalin, not only go, because usually, traditionally, we gown the chief, right? The elder, the most accomplished, you gown them. But the opposite, the president gowned him, bestowing upon him the power and authority, then gave him a collar nut and said, let both of us chew it together. They did. It is powerful, man. I don't know where Yumale, he might have been on the ground somewhere, but this is devastating to whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny knows his stuff, but I'll tell you this: they want to be careful how they marry the UP coalition to this Nimbo thing. Obviously, there's going to be fissures. There are going to be people who are not happy. We know that, but we're not going to sit to wait for them. But we know that this president has declared a vote of no confidence in the UP coalition. Obviously, Fala doesn't want to subject himself to the UP coalition constitution, and so he's establishing a new vehicle that I think the president wants to take advantage of. But I wanted to quickly speak to the whole code of conduct thing that we talked about, and throughout our history, I would say from the TWP time. The code of conduct, people serving in government. In fact, it was a requirement to serve in the TWP government. You have to be a member of the TWP to be anybody of substance in the government. Samuel Doe came in and gave an ultimatum by March ending 1983. If you wanted to, partake in politics, you resign from his government. He did not accommodate opposition. Mr. Selly did the same thing. I think it's the only president we have who did not put out that ultimatum for people who want to politic to resign from his government. And so it's a violation of the Constitution. Even here in the States, here we know Obama came in and Chuck Hagel and all of these people were in to make it mandatory to join the ruling party to become anybody in government. I think it's a violation. And so we see these lawmakers trooping, to this UP coalition. We saw that in 2017. My friend Milton TJ, he led a whole group of them. The John Boaka, it didn't help him then. We've seen it again, 49 of them. As you rightly pointed out, I think that's the constitution of the whole majority bloc, or whatever they call themselves, the illegal bunch at the legislature that are ousting everybody who says anything contrary to, their agenda, going from Kofa to Yeke, So we're seeing all this, but what is these people, influence over anybody? I mean, we saw over the weekend DJ Blue, people he went to make his report, and there were clashes. People wanted to go and demand of him what it is he's done for the district. I'm not sure if he's part of the 49, but I won't be surprised because he's part of the majority caucus. We all remember he was initially part of the rule of law caucus, and then of course he flipped over and went over to the 49. So, these people can jump up and down, and I read the comment from my friend Abu. I thought he was a strategist, but I'm disappointed. If you go to election and your house vote for you, you call that really? Is that what you depend on to win? You expect your house to vote for you. Who would not expect Lofa to vote for Boakai? But we're going to get our percentage from Lofa. We know that. I don't believe Nimba is behind Boakai right now. I think Abu's, I don't know what, internal analytics is looking at, but I'll dispute that. And as Tomalin pointed out, PYJ was the godfather of Nimba, and he did a lot with the Nimba vote to help a lot of people, from President Weah to President Johnson to this current president. but he's not there anymore. Right now I think Nimba is wide open. Tiawan is in the back there. Musa Belete is in there. Koga is eyeing the vice presidency. Kun is there. So how can anybody say the UP will win Nimba? I think Abu's I think he's being presumptuous. Talk about Nimba. You've seen McGill always pulling out these gatherings in Margibi. You're gonna sit here and tell me Margibi is for UP? I think they got work to do in the West. Amaracon is already sounding off. If you hasn't noticed, I think Amaracon has left the reservation. He's part of the Western region. So when he says they have the Western region bottled up, I think I think he's counting his chicks too early. But it's okay. Let them go ahead and make those assumptions. I think it plays to our favor. They can go ahead and make all these wrong assumptions. That, we got this, we got that, we got this. For us, we believe we got nothing. We got what to do. That's what we believe. So coming back to the T5 thing, he has absolutely no business talking to President Weah and advising him what to do or what to do. In this country, when there is a crucial game on the line, the coaches go out of their way to caution their players not to poke the bear, right? You don't want the opposing team coming with more motivation that they already have. And then they would annihilate your team. You don't want that. You don't want to wake Weah up and start poking at him and poking holes at him. And, in the grand scheme of things, who is Fala in Weah's sphere? Who is Fala? He's just a man from Lofa. Weah is everything you can imagine, except a good administrator. He's not. I would say that. I would say that. So all the UP, all the CDC people can go ahead and come out. But President Weah is not Fala is not his mate, like our people say. So he wants to take pop shot at a little yellow, his purple gathering, calling himself Nimbo. He wants to take pop shot, with his Timon t-shirt he put on his people over there and parading the streets. He wanted to take pop shot at Weah. Go ahead. I think you're only motivating the CDC to do more. They know what he did for them in Lofa. They know Koji they are locking in the wings. They have a plan for Lofa, I'm hoping. So I think it was a mistake for him to get out there and begin to poke at President Weah and saying stuff like he shouldn't have said. But yeah, the president downed him, obviously turning over the reins of his re-election campaign to him. Don't be any mistaken about that. That is what was happening. But we knew that all along. So let's see who Fala can win outside of Lofa. He couldn't win in Montserrat anymore. That's why he ran and went to Lofa. I mean, is he not from Lofa right now? He's not representing Lofa. He couldn't win in Montserrat. That's why he had to go to Lofa. So if they believe he can push the president re-election campaign beyond Lofa, even Bapulu, even Montserrat, even Margibi, even Bum, go ahead. I will do our part. But it's been a great show with you guys. Thank you very much. I'm signing off. I hope to be with you tomorrow.
Thank you. Toby, we got, every time you come on here, there's an admirer that is stalking you. Toby, it's always a treat.
That means need to pay tariff or TCA.
Yeah, I know. and
you should pay lock or free, everything.
When Sarah Dopoh come on, then Joma Jala comes on, and soon Sarah left. He gone.
Oh, really?
He's not here. He gone.
It's funny.
When Sarah is on, so we got two loving birds. What I got, two lovebirds here. Whoever hiding behind this other one. Every time Toby come on, tell me it's a treat. When Toby is not here, he was like, what happened to Toby? So here we are. Your Toby is here. Go to the Cash app and send
the money. Send the love offering. So okay, pay our stream, yeah. Yeah,
we want you to pay the piper here so you can call your own tune. Say, I want to play James Brown. We'll play for you. But tell me, here we are. The president did something that usually don't happen. Other people don't do. For him to bypass the establishment to the point where he forced the establishment, the chairman of the party were forced to go and say, yes, I endorse this. This is not, listen, the objective of a party chair is to run the affairs of the party, to arrange convention, party strategy, hire and fire. They have taken the whole thing from him, given to Tomo Fala, he has no choice but to go there and say, you know what, I support this too. It's like saying I resign. But it's unbelievable what's going on in that place.
I don't even know, Mr. Gayman. It's either you gotta go with a win, otherwise they'll kick you out. So the people who want a job or want to stay with the party, they just go with a win. But I started thinking about this today, actually earlier today. I said the original UP people, what people making it in Alofa affairs or ruling party affairs versus the typical UP party that it should be. I see most of the UP people, the original UP people, breaking away from all of this nonsense. I see that coming sooner than later, especially with this whole finding Nimbo thing they got going.
On a water.
Right.
Tomalin, it was, it really, when I saw the party chair, that's supposed to be the most powerful person in the country, to sit there and say, I agree with what's going on, it says a lot about they have castrated him. He has nowhere to go but to fall in line.
Mr. Gayman, look, let me tell you this. Tell me just said something. I think Johnny said it too. Look, but let me just say this. First of all the lawmakers that joined this group, watch my word, they all will lose. Trust me. That have been the case. All the people that endorsed we are a large election, most of them all return. Look, and what Fala is not, he's not good news. People frown that he has gotten wealth through the Liberian taxpayer. People not happy with that. People feel that all the things he's seeing gathering that he bring about, he paid to get them to come. He is not spontaneous, no. People don't just show up where Fala appearing, no. They are all paid event. People encourage him to come to pretend as to say he bring out the numbers. But there's a warning to the opposition. And the opposition right now, if I were advising the opposition parties for 2026, 27, build your party. Do what you got to do. Make your party strong so when you get to the bargaining table, you come there with leverage. But I can tell you, if the opposition decides to stand together by 2028, decide to say, look, we got to stand together. Let us decide who will be our arrowhead, and we form a ticket, and they stand together. There's no way the UP can win them. There's no way. But if they allow themselves to be infiltrated and is go as splinter group and say waiting for a runoff, then they're making fun. Because if you will wait the election, it's okay. We will go in election as splinter groups. Then when election over, we'll be around so we can pay off an endorsement. Then you're wasting your time. But except they want to see the president, the government re-elected. Because like you said, UP people, look, come now to 2028. There will be a lot of separation. Take my word, it's just starting. There will be a fracture in the UP. Somebody will leave from there. They will say they're mad. They leave from there. Somebody will get fired. That will not be happy with the dismissal. They will leave. You see what happened in America? All the people that Trump primary, that you start a primary, they flip you on you now. They say that man say, I got 7 more months with me. I will not rest that everything will release everything that coming on now. Yeah. All of that. He saw and when Cassidy, he voted now to restrict Trump on the war powers act. You see? So everybody coming up. And that will happen in the UP. There will be trouble in the camp. They won't stay like this forever. What happened over the weekend? Some people pissed off. Some people say, well, they become all local affair now. Mm-hmm. So will be local versus the rest of the country. People are going to look at it. Yes. And trust me. And if the opposition, look, if all the things they do right now, the CMC, the Lino, the CDC, everybody, ANC, you just work on strengthening your parties, build the parties, make it stronger. So come 2027, you become more stronger. Come 2028, you go to just you're discussing thing now. We got to get serious. We can't make mistakes of the past. Whoever will be the arrowhead will find that person. If the person can win, who that will be that person, and the rest of the countries, those who support you will follow you. And I know, but if they play the fool and decide to go election
as separate parties, the UP will end up becoming re-elected. They won't like it. So those who feel that right now you can't stand it 6 years, even remaining 3 years, it's up to you. So strengthen your party right now. Come 2028, we decide to come up with a very strong opposition team. You see in Senegal today, the prime minister, I think the sacking, the speaker of the parliament resigned. See, I mean, they're preparing for election now. What's happening now? You see, they're preparing. So well, I guess prepare now. So they're gonna come together. When they like, bro, you saw getting parties then 15, 30 parties running. Kind of found out when it come 2020 now, you hear they say the party register. You get what 30, 50 parties running like, bro. And someone that's a guy. He's my friend. He's a pastor in Rhode Island. The man know he can't win, but the man every day he say, and he tell you, I'll be the next person like, bro. Next president, talk to you, next president, talk to the next president. You man, you gave me see you on the ballot paper set. You know your place. You know that. I mean, if I know, come on now. You say you'll be the next president. Well, you can't even invite to talk shows to the platform and say, he's the next president, next president. So, you know, also, you gotta get serious. If they get serious, they will pay the price.
Why are you talking about my friend Ben Fan?
No, not Ben. Not Ben.
Don't talk about my friend. Don't talk about my friend. That's my friend too.
No, but Ben, the only thing about Ben got some great ideas. But Ben, the way the defense I'm gonna do, I say, but then you have a problem. Yet when you're that good,
not only that, he's not a team player from what I'm seeing.
How can you say you want me to do as an example? As a model president, you're attacking another president, though they ain't working. Like even that issue with that those daughter. I mean, her story will post a lot of a lot of mistruth in her post. First of all, Taylor's father was not Taylor's brother that was killed at the Lutheran church, but his father. So they say Nelson Taylor Sr., but she said Nelson Taylor Jr. And all these stuff.
I need to sit down, man. If she needs something, she need to go read book or something. She all what it is.
Her father wasn't a perfect president. You know that.
I know.
Who today are crying for the
yeah. If that's the case, everybody will bring that laundry outside, bring the other people trying to move on. You just all what a place. She can't again, but trying to bury her fire. She came with her drama again. Now she come back again with another drama again. If she think her power perfect, let her read her book and see if it reach Amazon bestseller. You know, I'll go sit in one place, man.
Let me, Johnny, let's talk about. Job is very hard to find in Liberia. So when you get one, if someone tells you to lick their boots, you got to do it because you can't get no other place. This one here, this ambassador at large, they call Kuyata. Kuyata were making all this, writing all the BB book and doing all this. When time came, Kuyata had to go and apologize. And I'm going to go back to Tomalin on this one when you're done, because one of Tomalin stole from the Democrat, from the CDC. What his name? The gentleman who made they brought him to make the motion. Sibo. They said Sibo. They knocked down the gavel. Sibo said, "You are going to write a letter of apology. You're gonna publish it in 4 newspapers for a whole week, and you're gonna go back on the radio station where you made that nonsense remark that we corrupt and retract." The law. So here we are. This poor guy doesn't want to lose his job, has to go there, eat crow to say, you know what? I'm sorry. I retract what I said. It was bad to see. This man didn't even wear his glasses today. He took his glasses off his face, and you could see that he was in distress. He didn't want to lose his job. Johnny, that's your homeboy. You on the ground.
Yeah, Mr. Gayman, when you talk about losing job, I think it just depends on yourself, because, look, every intelligent person must create job for themselves before talking about looking for a job first. And someone like that, I believe he has capacity to create jobs. So he should be man enough to say, whatever I say, I stand by my word, if he knew he had evidence. But anyway, that is it. Maybe like you're saying, he's trying to protect the little job he got as ambassador, and whatever little thing he getting from there, helping him prepare. Because don't forget now, he contested the going election in 2023. He contested. And those are people who said who pledged support to the UP during the second round. So they are paid for pledging support. Unlike all who did not pledge support to any party, and we decided that we'll remain where we are, despite no matter what condition comes, we'll live our life, we'll carry on as it is. So the young man realized that he needed a job, so he said, whatever I say, I'm sorry. And then people say, the guy should go and write. I think 4 days between now to Friday, and put it in the newspapers and go on the same radio station that he spoke on. He should go there and say what I said was wrong. So just telling him that, look, and anybody else, if you want to make a statement against the government officials for any corrupt household, and you got reason for saying it, say yes, I said it, and this is why I said it. Like for example, I will tell people by virtue of the budget we have, budget is causing corruption in the country. You come to the legislature and say yes, because the budget here look like. I'll give you references, indications of where the budget is causing corruption. You know what I'm saying? And then if that is wrong for me, you want to put me to jail, fine, I'll go there. But I will tell you, this budget, by virtue of this budget, I can say the government is corrupt because you are denying the Brent people the benefit of their own state resources. And we'll get you all the indication. We'll show you why it's like this. On the budget line, why you got this amount of money in the budget line for the purpose? Whereas we got a village right next door here, people drinking from creeks. Just today, I was called in three communities in Nagbe, where people now are experiencing constant diarrhea, running stomach now. Because I know obviously, once the rain begins to fall seriously, all the little creeks and things we are drinking from are getting water coming down. It's bringing all the mess from upstream down. And I don't know what our mindset comes from, where you would say I will draw water and set it down. Then on all the heavy element will go to the bottom, and the top will be clean. And the same water you drink, the same dirty water. You know what I'm saying? And that is why I tell people, I don't respect anybody in the system, because if you care for your people, you will care for them at the level of their community to access safe drinking water in this country. Look, if any of you have ever lived in the communities over the last 10, 15 years, with all the government effort making to raise money in this country, like people are still accessing water through very, very bad and unhygienic means. And I was so surprised all day when I heard that, the water and sewer man said, I think 76% of the Brent people have access to safe drinking water. So I'm wondering, I hope I can see that data. So before I want to see that data, I want to see how they arrived at that percentage of among the 5.2 million people in this country, 76% of them have access to safe drinking water. I want to know how it's happening. And how do they define access to safe drinking water? They say that when you pump water for 1 hour, and then water start coming for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 days, then you call that access to safe drinking water, or what? I want to know how they arrive at that, what the data they got that make them to say 75% of the people have access to safe drinking water. But generally, I think the young man just want to protect his job. So, he told people, I'm sorry, and they told him to do what he had to do. And I'm sure he will do it between now and Friday. He will do everything that Sybil said, because Sybil called for a motion, and the motion was seconded. Therefore, it was scary as a resolution by the House of Legislature. So that means between now to Friday, he will do everything. He will go to the same radio and say what he said. He will write the paper, apologize in full or 5 newspaper between now to Friday. And that is it. And we'll proceed. That's government.
Tomalin, Johnny, please. Mute. Okay, Tomalin, your boy Sibo, the Speaker of the House had his gavel. He looked over to Sibo. He gives Sibo the authority. Sibo came in and said, I move. This is the first time that I've heard somebody say, I move, and everybody say, we second. Without the motion, he didn't say anything. He said, I move, and everybody did second. But the man have not said anything. Then after the second motion, then he came now and said, the ambassador, with all due respect, you have to write a letter of apology, publish it in 4 newspapers, the next 4 days, and then go back on the show where you said this mess and apologize to us and retract it. Then we will accept. This is a sedition. This is an opposition. Supposed to be opposition to SIBO.
No, right after I saw that video, I'm in a chat room with the former speaker, so I sent a message. I said, Speaker Kofi, I blame you for this kind of thing. These are the people you have to get elected. Most of the people that you see today in the House, the former speaker supported the re-election or the election. Even your CNC man, Jerry Yogba, all of them. I think he on the way to the ruling party already. I can see it happening.
Yeah.
And most of them, they supported. And when thanking what they did to him, they betrayed him and made sure the signed resolution was taken out. And because of the power of money, you saw it. It's no rocket science to know that money was used to get rid of the former speaker. And right now, they all are working together. With the speaker now, they are working together and they will do things together because they're playing with the wealth right among themselves. So that's why you're going to see. So it's not surprising me. Look, Mr. Gayman, you know more than all of us here. You've been in this American politics for a longer time than us. Most of the people that run for Congress here, most of them are already millionaires who run for Congress.
Yeah.
Majority of them, look at the wealth. So that's why when the people, they can challenge, they don't care. They can vote according to the party mandate or to their conscience or to their own character. They don't vote. They're not compromise. Easily to say, well, we would do this because of the little what we'll get in the budget. No. The people, look at the people. They don't depend on their salaries to say they would do things the way how people do in Liberia. Well, everybody won't get to the legislature because of the perks that are there. I mean, if I was living with you in a particular era and I became a lawmaker, next thing you see me getting my $45,000 car, I got an office staff, I got somebody open the door for me, somebody got security assigned with me, and I can go to the tailor and say, maybe 10 suits. Now, I'm up for each of these suits, $150. Give me 10 suits, $1,500, right? Yeah, you pay that money right away. It ain't touching you. They get 3-4 cell phones. Look, when in like, bro, when I go set up there, I go inside, I'll be laughing. When I go to the Capitol building, see the guy there moving. You don't want. That's for somebody with me. Oh, George, you don't want. Is it honorable? He said, and you see the anyone, is it honorable? Then again, then they can do that. Put the chest up move. The bullshitting bluffing. They won't get REP this, Senate this. Everybody wants to get to that point. I know when I go to Senator in Debbie, Johnny in Debbie office, I don't know he would not. He was come outside, welcome me, my man, my comrade, we meet. Somebody who I believe he won't let us down if he's elected. I know for his the work he's doing in Liberia. But most of the people there, so you guys are hustling. But I can tell you again, though, most of the people that you see supporting the Fala and other people, they won't be re-elected. It's always the case. The people go against them. They will find new people going against them. They won't be re-elected. You see what they do in a few days? They let money they gave them, the chicken they facing market. And the biggest thing they do now, face a police booth, face a bus stop, and marketplace. And say, I can't dedicate it. Honestly, look, I first see from Senator Magesa that goes behind a guy in Bombing to sit down and came out. One of the presidents sit down and say dedicating and I think that. What are you doing for? And that thing you're going to dedicate is nothing. It was nothing. So, it just look. I always tell people the problem of us is us. We love our voters. We are the one. If we cannot vote the right way, we'll find ourselves in the same situation. And that's the situation we find ourselves in today. So if we go tomorrow elections in 2029 and vote the same way we've been voting, we should learn to live with the consequences of our votes. Yeah,
but Tomalin, I think Abraham Conner got something here where he says when these people came in, they got rid of Miss Glasgow, They got rid of everybody because they say at one point they were wearing CDC T-shirts or whatever. So they said, according Josiah Joker said it was a breach of the code of conduct. And yesterday we saw him in the Nemo uniform at the parties. This look, let me go to tell me this one. I don't know what to say about the country anymore. This man fired people because they wore partisan T-shirts. He said, as a civil servant, someone who works in the government, you are not supposed to be affiliated with any political action, political pact, definitely not political event. And look at him. He was at that event and I was shocked. You're muted.
Yeah, that's, what we say, talking from both two sides of your mouth, right there. You're gonna, you want practice, do what I say, but don't do what I do, behavior. I think the people in his office or in the ministry, I'm sure they have a weak HR system because everybody's talking up to the president, the leadership, but I think they should take into court. They should take into court and, take the video, take into court. And so he can be penalized. I think only the court will penalize him for this. I don't think the president will do anything. I don't think anybody above him, whether HR are going to do anything to him, otherwise the HR will get fired. So I think the people should just muster the courage and take him to court.
But let me on that issue, right? Because I gotta be mindful now, because I was discussing with somebody today. The person said, Tomalin, you gotta check good, because is that an AI picture?
No, AI. Everything want plain AI. They made that live.
I'm not defending him though. So I sent him a message.
No,
I said,
real.
no, I said,
yeah, go ahead, Chief.
I said, is it you in that T-shirt at T-Pass program? Because if it's a real picture, it's a violation of the very thing that you fired other people for. Only the president is exempted. I was told from that code of conduct. He's exempt. The president attended the program because he travels state security and so he's exempted. But if that's the case, if he's a director general of the Liberian of the General Civil Service Association, Civil Service Agency, and he attended a political program for the president re-election in a T-shirt of that organization, I think it's wrong. But I hope he can respond to my question, because if he admit that he was the one out and saying this, it's wrong and should be condemned, and people should go to court. But
the thing was a live recording. Too many major news agency carry it live.
Is there a video that he's in that a video in a T-shirt showing all that picture?
Call Myean because they carry.
I want to see what the video, because I was told to this man said it could be AI, so I gotta be careful. I want to just say something.
Everybody say AI now.
Everybody blaming AI for everything.
Everything. You remember the Speaker of the House? You remember all of those things that were coming out? They said it was AI. You catch somebody in bed with somebody and you say, oh, don't listen, that's AI. Everything is AI now in Liberia. So they catch you say that's AI.
Mr. Gayman,
yeah, go ahead.
This is where the ombudsman need to come to work. Because the ombudsman send them, and that's one of the group that we will check on. Send them being established in this regime. Why are they? Can we match them to what you call it? Money for value. They're taking pay. What are they doing? They are taking taxpayer money. They are well paid. They have vehicle to do everything for them. What are they doing? And what are they being paid for? So if they take action, the action is not taking serious in the country, then we should close the whole ombudsman business down in the country. Because then they don't do anything that should benefit the country. Because the ombudsman should be the one that I should file a report or work towards, like the case with Josiah going to that occasion.
Great. Kehleboe is on the line. Go ahead, Kehleboe.
Yes, you do well this time. This will call my name. You say, where are you calling from? So, guys, I wrote before on Josiah Joker. Josiah Joker, I would say, I don't know what is the right way to say. He's a joker. I think Josiah Joker. This little boy, be on FOL. Gayman, you know that.
Yeah.
FOL gave him a title or democracy consultant. So when I saw him in Liberia, you know, Josiah Jacob, he is a grievance seeker. He is an ambitious person with an inflated ego, you know, tailor disguise as a professional. But he does not act like one. He's not a professional. Okay? He act like a pedestrian civil servant. That's why he is. Look, what the actions of Joker, what is pitched to for me is the fact that he's desperate to be one of the commissioners of the Election Commission. He expected people to relate Joseph Boakai.
Guys, let everybody mute, please.
When the chairperson of the Elections Commission resigned, Josiah Joker plenty of people to write Joseph Boakai to nominate him. That did not happen. So he has John Myean Thomas Fala. Said Thomas Fala is a new darling. He makes Joseph Boakai, President Boakai had to wish up. He has gone there now to say, okay, I can make Fala also, when the next vacancy comes at the Election Commission, I can make him to push me. Saying United Party did not push me. And I think President Boakai is listening to Thomas Fala. I say he's the first person to declare support for Boakai's second round that he himself have not declared. So I think he will have the ears of the president. So I can go to him. That is why he's there. He's a desperado for the Elections Commission job, which I think he will not, if he gets that, he will plunge the country into chaos. You know, but we'll speak about that when the time comes. But this boy, he's a pedestrian. He's not a professional. He harasses people, the civil servant, and he said that he's above the law. The same thing he issued memo on, but he's doing the same thing. What kind of stupidity is that? You know? And that's why the country, it is what it is. For President Boakai to even go to Thomas Fala, who Boakai say he wants to fight corruption, and I applaud him. But how you go to men who wealth? Thomas Fala from a plain seller. Oh, I forgot. I will not go that far. President Boakai said you dance with the devil. Oh, I forgot. He said you dance with the devil. Now I understand. Because Jerome Gayman is worth more than $7 million. When he entered the House of Representatives, he had less than $5,000 in his account. Now, in 15 years' time, he has invented nothing. He has no innovation, nothing. He has no patent globally. In 15 years, you make more than $7 million profit. What type of business is that? Then you show to all our girls who all can become wealthy. But those are the people who are in the orbit of the president who say he's fighting corruption. But I forgot. He said he's fighting, he's going to sleep with the devil. So Thomas Fala, Kung, Abachi, Prince Moe, these are assets of evil or in the public service, including Thomas Sir Joseph. Okay, I'll rest my case.
Thank you. Telvi, I think Kehleboe is talking about the president during his early days went to Lofa and said, if you're going to steal the money, make sure you bring it to help the people. So to many people, that was like giving everybody the license to do whatever they want to steal the money. Telvi, you are muted.
Yeah, I mean, he legalized corruption and fraud and stealing, and somehow it was used for his election. So, I mean, he already gave them the go ahead, Mr. Gayman. What can we say? I have no words. You know, they're doing, they're following their leader. I have no words. I think, like everybody said, and Tomalin has said repeatedly, the best thing to do is to vote these people out of power. You cannot have them stay there another 6 years, as they say they will be there for 12 years. It's not happening.
No, they said for the next 200 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why the chairman said. Johnny, they said the speaker come back Nimbo, right? He said, you might call him name, but one thing you can't deny about him is when he stands for something, he puts all into it. As a unit, as our unity partisan, I truly support every initiative Thomas Fala carried out, and because they align with our agenda to move this country forward. The unity partisan said what this man is doing align with the aims and objective to move the country forward. So, hey, everybody giving Thomas Fala the red carpet. I'm surprised you were not there. Or did they invite you? Johnny, did they invite you?
No, they didn't invite me. I don't think they will invite me. Even if they invited me, I will not be part of that. I'm trying to build myself a character that Liberian people will see me as a distinguished Liberian in my little way, whatever way I can make it. I'll do that. I try to instill that also in my children and those that have associated with me. You know, because we all believe that Liberia is a place where we should live. Look, I've been around Liberia. I never see myself a stranger in anywhere I've been. Chairman and my sister Tatevi. I went to the Southeast. I felt like I was in Lofa. Anywhere I go, I feel at home. I feel comfortable. In fact, I used to always like going to the Southeast to work than going to Lofa to work because the reception. And so I don't like to see people saying things. Oh, this is our time. Liberian people it must always be Liberian people time. Liberian people everywhere in this country, every village, everywhere must enjoy the benefit of this country. Look, what is happening now, Mr. Gayman and my colleagues on the show? Wait for next budget year. Wait for next budget year. You're so happy. You will see how much want to go to legislature again for the same Nemo business. Wait for budget. Wait for next budget. You'll see what happens. And right now we're at 1.2, 1.3. Wait for next year. We'll go to 1.5, and you'll see again about maybe they'll tell you 100 million going to legislature because Nimbo gotta be financed and supported. That is my view. That's my opinion on this on the thing. The whole issue everybody bidding around Nimbo, that is it. The speaker himself knows that for the non-person there, not on his control, on for that control, so he can move from there anytime. Though for the non-guy can get up tomorrow before Friday and say to him, we don't want you. He's gone. So he's living in fear. He's living in fear because he himself does not have control for the non-people. Though for the non-men are under the rest position of Thomas Fala. So he has to say, this is the man, is in line with our agenda. What kind of agenda Nemo he talk? Send the phone Nemo. What has Nemo said to the people that is the agenda that is going in line with the UP? What? It's just a political game to just keep exploiting the Liberian people, to keep using the money for themselves and all kinds of things. That's what we'll do. And I'm telling you, this action will show its face in the next budget year. You'll see how much money will go to legislature next year. It will go there mainly because they want to make sure that the activities on Nemo are supported and financed. So we are heading into a dangerous move, dangerous direction. The way we see things, the way I see the way that we're moving with this thing. And the other time on the kind of show they're coming, I said Lofians must stand up and say what is wrong. Other than that, we manage few guys in power from Lofa. They will lead Lofa into a serious future problem that will undermine the future of Lofa people that are innocent and got no idea about what happened. Same to the Grand Jury. There are some people in Grand Jury, they had no idea what something to do. They had no link with something to do. But because they from Grand Jury, they call it a crime. They got affected, they got all kinds of bad and negative treatment. People way put to had no idea what happened with something to do business. Even right in Grand Jury. Look, go even in Dopoh two zone. You go to, you see the divide between Dopoh quarter and the Nyenwolo quarter. I mean, I see Nyenwolo quarter. The Dopoh side or Tucson have better houses. You can still see the building now in Tucson. You will see the buildings there that were built on the Dopoh quarter side. Then they put it on the other side that were not part of the Dopoh family, like as in Nyenwolo and other guys, right? You still use, if you got a clear eye, you still enter Tucson, you look left and right, you know which way Dopoh family came from or Dopoh family live and which way the non-Dopoh family live. Right in Tucson. But yet, meanwhile, the entire Grand Jury became victim of Samuel Doe's problem. So we got to stand now. We, the Lofa people, we got to stand to tell our people, look, what we're doing is not right. Let's do things that will be the benefit of all Liberians. All tribes will benefit. Just today, I met one of my Lofa brothers were discussing, right? Just the evening. Look at the way I'm from Lofa. I mean, right now, I will be so embarrassed, even because I'm in government. I will be embarrassed. Frankly speaking, I will be embarrassed because look at the way the government is formed with all from Lofa. You know, I mean, I would be embarrassed about when I put me as minister in your government. I'll be embarrassed seriously. I'll be very, very embarrassed because I'll be looking at how many are from one county in the government and how many persons from other counties are in the government too. That's how we looking. What happening here? You know, so we got to try to make sure that we save the state and save our various identity with our various communities. But to be very clear, this whole speaker issue confirming the Nimbo. What you expect to say? You expect Kun to go against Nimbo? Kun cannot go against Nimbo. Kun is a member of Nimbo already. The speaker is a member of Nimbo. That's why he being from UP, but if a member, he's a member of Nimbo. He didn't want to form Nimbo. Because that would also help him to keep him in power for the next to win his election as representative and remain speaker. If they do remain in power after 2029. So look, guys are taking far ahead to remain in power for long. So all of those who are not there and want to take them from there, you gotta work very, very hard to form strong bond, strong effort, raise the necessary resources, mobilize necessary resources to ensure that they don't stay there. For Bokai, my uncle is old already. That old man is old, but before 2029, he'll be telling you, maybe I see it. If I'm wrong, maybe I'll just stay 2 years now, give it to God, tired now because the old man will tell you he's old. But those young guys around there, they are the ones who are really the issues. They are the real problem with kindness in the thing here. You know, I know tomorrow some of my friends will be calling me and how you last night, and you gotta be mindful you talking in the country. But I'm not speaking about anybody, I'm talking about the issues in the country. That's all. So that's my view, Mr. Gayman, Tevi, and Tomalin.
Tevi, let's go to the environment here. A major development today at the UN. Liberia is the only country out of Africa that voted against the climate change bill that was proposed in the UN. It did pass, but Liberia was the only country in the entire Africa that voted against, according to some people, her own interest to preserve the pristine land and everything else that we have. What's your take on this?
Mr. Gayman, I gotta run. I put in the chat. I gotta buy out. I'm so sorry.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'll pass on this one.
It's 8 o'clock. We'll soon be closing, but let me go to Tomalin.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
They want a hot potato. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. But what you think about Liberia being the only country out of Africa to vote against the climate change?
Well, I'm sure Liberia, I'm sure they consulted with their allies and their godfather and everybody before they take that decision. But it's not a big vote, major important vote because climate change. So yeah, but so if you're talking about Liberia voting on the issue of Iran or Israel, then we talk about. So I don't really, and Liberia won't dare vote in a way that would affect or piss America off. So I'm sure they voted in line with Washington. Washington don't have a problem with that. And so I know that decision was taken not just by one person. I'm sure the government, the president, and the foreign team, they're all aware of it.
Let me read a little excerpt from Monrovia. It said the coalition of Liberian environmental and land rights organization is demanding that the government of Liberia explain why it voted against a United Nations General Assembly resolution endorsing International Court of Justice's landmark advisory opinion on climate change, a vote that Liberia placed in a block with, get this, Liberia voted along with Russia, the United States, Israel, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Belarus, and Yemen. Those are, can you imagine, Johnny? I said the political thing is anywhere Uncle Sam goes. Can you imagine for the first time the United States, Russia, and Israel are on the same team? Obviously, Liberia joined that team. But all the countries in Africa, 99.99% said that, listen, other countries are polluting. There's no reason for them to be polluting, building factories and everything else, and they are telling us over here not to go into industrialization because it will cause a lot of pollution. And Liberia joined Russia, US, and Israel. The people are confused, Johnny.
You know, Mr. Gayman, let's look at history. Why do you think most of the struggles in Africa, Liberia needs not mentioned? Going back to the 1950s, 1960s. You hardly hear Liberia in any real Pan-Africanist struggle in Africa. I say you can prove me wrong. Because Liberia, again, a United Nations was always there agreeing with the U.S. policy, U.S. Vote. So that is it. I mean, if all other African countries can see reason to vote in favor of this particular resolution, your fellow African, even if your neighbor like Sierra Leone or Guinea or Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Senegal, Uganda, Kenya, everybody voting in favor of a resolution that the fee is good for Africa, and only you alone can go against it in line with Israel, America, Russia, and other people. That's it. I don't know why, and maybe our EPA provided advancement to them there and saw the content of the communication and realized that that resolution was not in favor of Liberia, so decided to vote in favor of it. And in as much as the vote went the way they wanted it, that is in line with Liberian foreign policy when counseling the environment. That's it.
It is. Well, people say politics is interest, right? So if it is in the interest of Liberia, first, and I understand this too, because most people blame the fall of the late president Talbot, the issue of going against Israel at the UN. Some people saw that as the downfall of President Talbot. So I know the folks here don't want to make that same mistake. Nobody wants to go. Oh, Johnny. Nobody wants to go and see people going against Israel. Like, we're not going to make that mistake twice. Talbot went over there and voted against Israel and said all kinds of things about this, and the next thing we heard, he was belly up. Joseph, I ain't going to make that mistake. I don't care what it says. Wherever Israel go, there where we go. I mean, I'm being facetious, but to see Liberia, Israel, the United States on the same block, it says a lot. Let me go to Tomalin. It is. I don't know how it feels to be the only country out of Africa to stand out like a sore thumb. You are muted.
Was, like I said, I'm sure that decision was taken collectively, and Liberia will not just vote the way they voted. I'm sure there were consultations and they came to some understanding of the way why to vote that way. But again, we claim to be a sovereign nation. You know, we're not a sovereign nation. Washington send message tomorrow and say, we call your ambassador from China, we'll do it. Washington say require an ambassador from this country, we'll do it. So that's how our country. That's because our leaders. Because if we had really maximized our resources, we won't be in such a situation. So until we can get the leadership that will make Liberia respected among the community of nations, we'll find ourselves in such a situation. Because imagine our leaders they can't even speak on issues America is against. America is doing wrong. Until I brought to speak about the war in Iran, they will say they're behind the three nations representing Security Council from Africa. Bro, when I say, well, is where America is doing is wrong. They went into a war that was unprovoked war, So it's just sad. Mr. Gayman, it's just sad that we found ourselves in a situation, and that's the reality.
Johnny, you think Joseph Gayman had learned a thing or two from Talbot? going to the United Nations and voting and saying something negative, voting against Israel and all that stuff.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Gayman, maybe, and we'll wait and see. Maybe say he's not aware too, and maybe they just going through the resolution through the foreign ministry and team. But like you said, as much as America voted, Liberia voted in line with America and Israel, that may have been a foreign policy determination made by the president. And like you're saying, probably based on all of those things that you're talking about, if the guy reason to believe that those are the reasons that led to the fall of Samuel Doe or the fall of President Topo. And obviously, history is a lesson to put to learn, so don't repeat what happened in the past. So that is it. I mean, if that is the case. But again, Africa, like I said, during the African struggle days, most of the books you read, you hardly hear about Liberia because Liberia was not in the forefront most of the things. I can hear through people oral history. Oh, Liberia did this. Liberia did this for Namibia. Liberia did for this thing. But real any Pan-Africanist book that I've been reading, I've not seen Liberia name mentioned there. I've heard about Sekou Touré. I read about Kwame Nkrumah. In fact, Kwame Nkrumah, they telling that Ghana was the first independent country in Africa. And if they say sometimes people even forget about Liberia. You know what I'm saying? So again, that is our practice. Our duty is to follow what comes from our ally, the great USA. So when the great USA said, "Oh, go in," and my man Louis Brown over there, we're not going against U.S. interests.
My man, don't mess with my boy Louis Brown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very much for tuning in. If you are in the U.S., today is Memorial Day. I know families are out there having a cookout, having a great time, and I think it would behoove us to allow Mr. George, who got young women, kids at home, young adults home, to go and spend some time with his family. I'm going home. I'm in Florida. I got to go to the beach. There's barbecue and cookout everywhere. So, Johnny, thank you very much for being here with all your closing, your parting comments.
Well, let me just say thank you again to all the Liberian people who listen to us, Liberians and other nationals viewing and following this platform. We are not here to create confusion in Liberia. We're here to create the environment for all to be able to think critically about how we can make Liberia to be a better place for ourselves, our children, and our born generation. So please seek the closing argument as a friendly foe, friendly foes, friendly station, friendly media outlet, friendly platform to come to and make your points. Everybody's view is important at the closing argument. Thank you and good night, everybody.
Great. Chief?
Yes, thank you. We're going to go for our cookout. Today is the start of the summer. So I want to say, but let me on this.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes.
On a sad note, today we lost, I think, I'm sure Mr. Gayman know him, Casey Jones.
Oh?
Casey Jones passed away this morning, yes. He's the brother of Herman Jones. And our condolences to Herman and the family and to all the Jones family. Casey Jones, he had a spot in Liberia. It was a popular spot. Everybody knows him, and he passed away this morning. So our condolences to his family. Yeah, Casey, we lost Casey today. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, Chief, before you go, I spoke to Casey June last week. He told me that he has sold his spot to my friend Ralph Gayman. And they told me, listen, we'll come on the show to let everybody know that we have turned the proprietorship to Ralph Gayman, and when you come to Liberia, make sure you stop by. Just maybe 2 weeks ago, oh man. Well, to all of our friends, listen, we are sorry. Casey June was a great guy. I mean, nice human being, a great sense of humor. I met him in Brooklyn way back in the 80s. When we were in Brooklyn, then we all transitioned to New Jersey. So we are oh Lord. It looks like every time we turn around. But anyhow, let's do this again tomorrow, guys. Same time, same place. Thank you very much for tuning in.